Hello. Konniya. Konniya. Welcome everyone. This is Kisa Niya, the catgirl of all trades, and my bestie for FST, Erin.
Hello,
Yay.
hello, everyone.
Hello. But yeah, so today we are returning to Umineko episode 1. And I was told by Erin last time that we might see some murder today.
It could happen. We could be near that time.
Yeah, we're about to go to the beach with the kids. Which doesn't
Cousin
sound
beach party.
too bad, but this is Umineko we're talking about.
So anything could happen.
Anything at all could happen.
Anything at all.
Hi Apple, hi Brussels, hi Indy. Thank you
Hi,
for
everybody.
coming. Hi. Thank you for coming. So nice to see you all. Okay, well then let's jump right into it.
Let's go.
I guess I will... Wait, is this narration or is someone talking?
I can't remember. Oh, somebody's talking.
Okay.
黄金の発見を問わずに、その分け前として、エヴァ様、ルドルフ様、ローザ様に
This is
計
Kanon
75億円
talking.
を支払うこと。
It is.
Is he... Is he... What's the word? Is he telling on them to someone?
Yeah, I believe that he was spying for Kinzo.
Oh, directly to this guy.
Kinzo, yeah.
Shinzo. You dunce. You absolute fool. You ignorant buffoon.
You ignoramus.
You ignoramus.
弟たちに足をさらわれるとはな、実に愉快ではないか。しかし詰めが甘いようだな。
はい。クラウス様はそれを、エヴァ様以下、お三人が緊急に大金を用立てする必要があるためと看破されました。
To do a little recap, since we did skip last week, right? So last time we learned about the origins of Kinzo, the father of this whole family, the origins of his wealth, and it's so freaking funny because he was pretty straightforward with it. He straight up told on that portrait that, oh yeah, so I sold my soul to a witch in exchange for the 10 tons of gold. Like, I thought it was a big old secret, but he was pretty honest about it.
No, he's definitely refuge in audacity here. So he's just he told on himself, but none of the family believes him. They all think that Beatrice and the Legend of the Gold are some sort of fantasy that Kinzo made up, and so nobody believes that that's actually a thing.
Yeah, they think that it's just a bit of a what's the word?
A delusion.
Yeah, that he's just being dramatic about it. Yeah, and more so, we also learned that every child of his is kind of struggling for money, if you could call it that. They're still filthy rich, but I guess their businesses are struggling in their own ways, so they are all eyeing the mentioned gold to claim and to save their own businesses. And then the oldest son, Kraus, is believed to have already found it, but we're not so sure yet. and the other siblings tried to pressure him into giving them their share under the guise of reporting his embezzling to their father. But it's kind of everyone is against everyone. Like I said last time, it's like they're standing in a circle and everyone is stabbing each other in the back.
Yeah.
Have I played or watched or read anything about Umineko? No, I'm going like pretty much completely blind. Like I've seen a few characters before, but I don't really know anything about them. Like if you ask Aaron, I had quite a few wrong assumptions about the game. Like I did not even know that it was about a family to begin with. And I thought the battler was completely different character. I didn't know if witch was like a literal witch or if it was just a fancy title.
So this is Niya's very first time, so she's totally blind, so please no spoilers in chat. I have played Umineko before, I've read the whole thing, so I do know everything, but we're not spoiling anything for Niya. This is her first time, so we're doing it blind for her.
Yeah, Aaron is like a mastermind watching me descent into madness that is
and it's excellent.
Yeah, it's like both sides are really fun. It's always fun to experience something for the first time and then watch your friend do the same, since once you've read something, once you watch something, you can't exactly revisit it from scratch. So this is like the closest thing we get.
Exactly. I love watching friends read Umineko for the first time, and I love hearing all the theories, and I love sitting there not being able to say anything, but just smiling and nodding.
Biting your tongue. But yeah, so no spoilers if you've already seen or read it. Yeah.
その程度のことは看破できるのか?
Let me know how the volume is, if the game is too loud or too quiet. Yeah. It's another thing I wanted to mention. I already mentioned it to Aaron, but yeah, I haven't seen the anime either. But recently, like a few days ago, I decided to check out what it looks like. Aaron did told me that it's not really good since Umineko is just so long. It's really hard to adapt it, which is like usually the case with video games adaptations. But yeah, I decided to just see what it looks like and stuff. And it's really bizarre that so this is our 4th stream, but yeah, so the same contents of the 3 previous streams that each have been about 3 hours, so like about 9 hours of gameplay, have been condensed into less than a third of an anime episode, and that is including the opening.
Yep.
So like it wasn't like awful what I saw, but it really doesn't convey all of the little details that we've seen playing the whole thing.
Yeah, Brussels Sprout says, but they adapted Higurashi pretty well. They did. So the Higurashi anime is decent. That's how I got into When They Cry. Higurashi is my first love for When They Cry. So I did watch the anime first. So the anime adaptation of Higurashi is decent. So if you were to experience Higurashi for the first time, I would say the anime would be a good way to go. For
what
Umineko,
about the remake?
So the remake, spoilers, brief setup spoilers for Higurashi Go, is not a remake. It's a stealth sequel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the very first episode of Go was, it looked like it was going to be a remake, and then the second episode of Go just dropped all pretense, and it was like, no, it's a sequel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have very mixed feelings about Go and Sotsu because I had so much fun with Go. Go was such a blast to watch, and then Sotsu was an extreme disappointment in my opinion.
Aw.
So yeah, so that's difficult. And I have heard that the Sotsu manga has gone in a different direction. So I think that might be worth looking at, possibly. But the Sotsu, like the second season Sotsu of the remake, it just wasn't very good. It like didn't
Just
really
doesn't hit the same.
it doesn't. So yeah, so that was a little bit disappointing to me as a fan. But the original Higurashi no Naku Koro ni and Kai are a good way to experience the original Higurashi story. For Umineko, definitely do not watch the anime. Not only is it an extremely compressed adaptation, it was made while the visual novels were still coming out, so it only covers the first 4 arcs, and because it was made before the visual novels were finished, it didn't have all of the details, so it actively created plot holes.
Yeah, I really hate when this happens, and it does tend to happen a lot with the anime because a lot of the time, if not like majority of the time, the anime is a way to promote the original manga and not just a standalone thing. Not always, of course, but a lot of the time.
No, yeah. So, as far as Umineko goes, I would definitely say actually read the original visual novels, or the manga is also good. The manga is a much more faithful adaptation. So you could also read the manga if visual novels aren't your jam.
So, Higurashi, I feel like I watched the original, but it was such a long time ago. I think it was like, it's partly that I was like a baby and partly that it's been such a long time. I honestly don't remember a whole lot and I didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
So maybe we could play Higurashi sometimes. But for now we have our hands full with Umineko because it's damn long.
Oh, and our hands will be plentiful, trust me.
Yeah, but maybe sometime in observable future, who knows?
Keep it on the table.
Yeah. Also, just wanna briefly thank everyone who donated so far to my new graphics card goal. We're already at 26%, which is like already a lot. So thank you so much. I'm hoping someday it will become a reality. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep playing.
中途半端に無能な男め。今はどうしている？
話は一度中断されました。今はベアトリーチェ様の碑文の話をされています。
私の黄金がどこに隠されているのか、その謎を解こうとか。
はい。
Kenzo set down his glasses and snorted.
奇跡の成就が先か。愚か者どもが黄金を暴くのが先か。実に見ものではないか。愚か者どもが我が謎を解き明かしたなら、その時は私のすべての敗北だ。
We love puzzles.
我が屍を骨の一かけらまでしゃぶり尽くすがいい。
They can suck my dick.
愚か者どもの貪欲さが偉大なる魔法に奇跡を宿らせるのだ。だがもし奇跡の成就が先だったならベアトリーチェは再びよみがえる。私が半生をかけて追い求めたあの美少がよみがえる。おお、ベアトリーチェ。
There we go again.
There it is.
奇跡を落とす聖なる夜がやってくるぞ。悪魔たちとのゲームが始まるぞ。私はきっと打ち勝つ。絶対に生き残る。他の奴らの命はくれてやる。富も名誉も財産も黄金も何もいらぬ。
He's down bad.
ただお前の微笑みがもう一度見たいだけなのだ。
Calm down, Grandpa.
Kinzo choked, apparently in great pain. Kanon got closer and tried to pat his master's back, but Kinzo signaled that he didn't need to.
なぜ私が黄金の隠し場所をわざわざ人目に触れるように晒したかわかるか？
いえ。
Wait, so he did it on purpose? So did
He did.
Kraus really find it then?
魔法の力はリスクで決まるから。ベアトリーチェの黄金を暴こうとする人間が多ければ多いほど、その危険が高まれば高まるほどに、それでもなお成就できたとき、魔法の力は偉大なる奇跡を起こせるのだ。
Just thought it would be
魔
funny.
法とはつまりゲームなのだよ。優れている者が勝者になるのではない。勝者には魔法が与えられ優れるのだ。
We do a little bit of trolling.
わかる
It's a treat.
か？生命の奇跡が数億分の1という神々しい確率に勝利するからこそ与えられるようにな。お前には少し難しいか。
申し訳ございません。
Kanon's standing there like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Conan's like, okay.
Why I oughta?
よい。つまりはこういうことだ。ベアトリーチェの碑文の謎を解いた者には、私が築き上げてきた全てを与えよう。
The true winner. There can only be one.
That could only be one.
名誉、黄金、そして後宮家の家督。その謎に挑む資格があるのは何も私の息子たちだけとは限らない。
If magic is game, then my god, he is a gamer. No wonder he's like this about Beatrice.
So true. So true.
Hi, Napsy.
Hi, Naps.
Wow.
たとえお前であっても、その謎を解けたなら全てを得る資格があるのだ。
Gamer. Pro gamer Kinzo.
はい。
There's a visual.
僕にはあのような難しい謎は分かりかねます。
無論だ。難解に作った。だが、お前も挑め。
Hello.
それが我が魔法の奇跡を呼ぶ糧となる。誰もが挑み、誰にも至れなかったら、その時はその時。だが、奇跡が集い、魔法の力が生まれたなら、その時こそ、ベアトリーチェが蘇るのだ。
Magical power. That is a bizarre way to gather magical power.
だからお
Yes.
前も挑め。誰もが挑め。そして我が魔法に力を捧げるのだ。わかるな。
Oh my god, hi Arya! Yippee! Hi. Thank you so much for a raid. Also, thank you for I'm really glad you like the model I made you. Thank you so much. I will send you the high-res file soon. Hello. Enjoy the stream.
はい。努力します。
For a long while, Kinzo repeatedly muttered to himself, agitated and grabbing onto his head. Kanan stayed where he was, alert and unmoving, until he was given the next order from his master. Kinzo finally realized this.
もうよい。酒棚に菓子の袋があろう。ダチンに持っていくがよい。
Your kid has some candy.
Here, kid, have some candy for listening to my madness tangent.
結構です。僕は家具ですから。
They keep saying this.
They sure do.
What is happening? What is happening?
家具は菓子など食わぬか。道理だが、ならばもう下がれ。
はい、
Furniture doesn't eat sweets.
失礼いたします。
Okay.
Well, he has to eat something.
But
Kanon
but
bowed
sweet-
and left the study.
sweets are frivolous. He can't have fun.
No fun allowed. As the door was closed, a heavy locking noise resounded. Ka-ching.
Her thunk.
But that was not the sound of Kanan locking the door. It was the door locking automatically. No one could enter without Kinzo's permission, and once they left, they could not enter again. It was a mechanism that Kinzo, unable to trust his blood relatives, had created to lock himself up in his own study and isolate himself from the outside world. Damn, crafty much. He's not only into magic, but also into invention.
Multifaceted, Kinzo is.
Wanna take over?
Sure. He was already unable to trust anyone excepting not the sons who shared his blood, but those servants who called themselves furniture.
Nanjo様、いかがなさいましたか。
源氏さん。
I'm hoping he's not actually furniture turned into a twink. Yeah, maybe it's like the Beauty and the Beast kind of situation.
いや何、居場所がなくなりましてな。
Except it's like I'm imagining the servants of the Ushuramiya family singing that one song, except it's the opposite. Please do not be our guest. Please run
get
away.
out! Please get out!
Please get out. Please get out. Oh, why won't you just get out?
With a bitter laugh, Nanjo turned to face the door to the parlor. It seemed that because of that motion, Genji understood what Nanjo wanted to say. For the most part, Genji also understood the family's situation.
Wait, I only just now noticed that the butler on the left also has the eagle. Do the other servants have one too?
Yes. Servants are allowed to wear the one-winged eagle.
I see. Interesting. Really interesting. The
Super
servants
interesting.
can, but not those who married into family. Like
Uh-huh.
Natsuhi.
Uh-huh. It must have made him want to frown, knowing that right now in the lounge, the master he served was being discussed so disrespectfully.
Yeah, it's like following the furniture stuff. It really like servants belong to the family in a way. What it seems.
But it would have been very difficult to gather that from his indifferent expression.
しかし、私には分かりませんが、どうして金蔵さんはこんな挑発的なものを書かれたのでしょう。
Nanjo looked at the portrait of Beatrice. No, he actually directed his gaze beneath the portrait at the plate with the epitaph.
私には親方様のお考えを分かりかねます。
I wonder what Kenzo's wife used to be like, cause like who can put up with this man?
Right? Like what kind of woman would have to?
Though I guess it could be said about literally all of Kenzo's children as well, and they're all married, or at least used to be. I don't know about who was it? One of them, we didn't see her husband. I don't remember.
Oh, Rosa.
Rosa, yeah.
深いお考えがあってのこととお察しします。
金蔵さんのチェスは昔から随分と遠大な読みで布石を打たれるものでした。いや、時には理解できない一手さえ私ごとき凡庸では何を目論まれているのか皆目見当もつきませんが、
私はこれを親方様の何かの遺言状ではないかと考えています。それを理解できた者に財産や家督をお譲りになられようということなのでしょう。
つまり私のようなよそ者に解かれてしまう前に、兄弟4人で協力し合って謎を解けということではないか。
Oh, this is really wishful thinking. Like, there is no way. There's no way he would want something this nice to happen.
Right. He's not that kind of
金蔵さん
guy.
は息子さんたちのことを口悪く罵ってはいますが、
No.
なんとか兄弟が仲を取り戻してほしいと願われているのか
He
な。
な。
I
would
don't think so.
never.
If, as Nanjo said, this epitaph had been written to repair the relationship between the siblings, that would be extremely pleasant. However, both Nanjo and Genji realized that at least that much was definitely impossible. As those who held the longest relationship with Kinzo, even though they were more trusted than his blood relatives, they could not guess at Kinzo's true motive.
親方様は一族のものでなくとも謎に挑む資格があると常々おっしゃっています。南條先生はいかがですか。
いやいや、この老いぼれには少々難解が過ぎますが、実は以前この碑文を手帳に記しましてな、夜な夜な寝る前に挑んでみたのですが実に難しい。お迎えが来るまでの間、ゆっくり楽しむことができそうです。
That sure is interesting pastime you have, Nanjo Sensei.
源氏さんこそいかがですか。
私めは親方様にお仕えする家具に過ぎません。
They're drawing so much attention to the furniture stuff. Like, there is no way it's just nothing. Like, it's gonna be something awful. I can feel it's gonna be something really fucked up and awful.
やれやれ、本当に謙虚な方です。だからこそ金蔵さんもあなたには心を許されるのでしょう。
I'm smelling a smelly smell.
Are you now? A smell that smells smelly.
Yeah.
As Nanjo lightly laughed in response, he once again looked at the epitaph.
懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川、黄金鏡を目指す者よ、これを下りて鍵を探す。
That which is written on the epitaph of the portrait of my most beloved witch Beatrice is as follows. My beloved hometown, the sweet fish river running through it.
Sweet fish.
Yum, 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 yum. You who seek the golden land, follow its path downstream and seek the key. If you follow the river downstream, you will find a village. In the village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. There sleeps the key to the golden land. He who lays hand upon the key shall travel under the rules below. At the first twilight, you shall lift up as sacrifice the 6 chosen by the key.
Lift up?
At the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the 2 who are close.
Oh god, we're gonna see some bloodshed.
Oh boy, are we! At the third twilight, those who remain shall praise my honorable name on high. At the 4th twilight, gouge the head and kill.
God, this is so scary.
At the 5th twilight, gouge the chest and kill. At the 6th twilight, gouge the stomach and kill.
I regrettably want to ask, what does gouge mean?
It means like stab, carve out, mutilate, maim.
So
Yeah.
bad. No.
Yeah.
Uh,
At the 7th twilight, gouge the knee and kill. At the 8th twilight, gouge the leg and kill.
that's a lot of killing.
Oh, is there so much killing? At the 9th twilight, the witch shall be revived and none shall be left alive.
Huh.
At the 10th twilight, the journey shall end and you should reach the village of gold.
This, you know, the circumstances were probably somewhat different, but this also raises a question. How did Kenzo originally met her, you know?
Right? Like, if this is what it takes, how did he meet her in the first place?
Like, I understand that he sold his soul to her, but surely that was only, like, final condition, not the initial reason. Or something.
Do you want to take over?
Sure. The witch will praise the wise and should bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from the golden land. One shall be the resurrection of the souls of all the dead. What the fuck? One shall be even the resurrection of the lost love. One shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my most beloved, my beloved, V and W, my beloved witch, Beatrice. This is so scary.
So now that we have the epitaph, before we continue reading, I would like to draw your attention to the tips function.
Yes.
So, when we're back on the screen, if you right-click to bring up the menu, you can access the tips screen.
Probably after the cutscene. Or what this is. Should it be here?
I think I froze.
Tips.
Yeah.
Aha! So here we see the puzzle written down. I see. Oh, there's more. The whole thing.
Yep, it's got the whole thing.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know.
Yep, you can also, if you click on Grimoire.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, we have translation notes. That is really good. Always
So yeah.
love to see insights and translation.
Indeed. So the tips, as the story progresses, that's a key to help to solve the mystery.
Awesome. All these we all know. Okay. Yeah. Namu namu namu.
Namu, 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 namu.
we still don't know what happened to the shrine. God, Maria is really scary in the anime. Like, even at the very beginning, she's making such scary faces.
Yeah, they really played that aspect of her character up in the anime.
Cursed child. Well, this all seems easy stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
黄金鏡に至るだろう。しかしマリアは豆だな。
She has his memorized.
ちゃんとメモしてるとは偉いぜ。
Oh.
She got a notebook.
マリアは忘れっぽいからちゃんと書く。ママに言われたから。
Shit, stop. Thank you for redeeming. Yeah, it's my goddamn redeem that does this.
Oh.
I always forget. Hold on. Well, it was probably nothing really important. They're just talking about the puzzle.
Yeah. This part is
I heard
important.
that
Yeah.
before the war, the Ushirome family had a mansion near Odawara, so that said, anyone would want to know about the... Oh, it's okay, it's not your fault, it's my fault. The Sweetfish River that flows through Odawara, right? Because that river would be the starting place. Anyone searching for the Golden Land would head down that and search for the key. Okay. Maria hates fish. What?
ああ、悪い悪い。そんなつもりで言ったんじゃないぜ。気にすんな。
But yeah, most of my toggles use either shift or control buttons, which are also usually used in visual novels for skip. I really don't. It's like I have so many toggles. I really don't want to reassign all of them.
Yeah, not a huge deal.
Shannon-chan, since she didn't have any afternoon chores for a while, was faithfully keeping us company. Also, hi Ashley, thank you so much for coming.
Hello.
And thank you for the redeem. Yeah. Enjoy the stream. I would have thought that as a servant, accompanying us would force her to take care of us and tire her out, but it seemed that it wasn't so in her case. To the contrary, it seemed she was having fun joining in on the conversation with people of a similar age. I mean, it definitely seems more fun than working. I mean, hanging out on the beach.
For sure. Yeah. Sign me up for that.
When I asked, I heard that she was a live-in worker. So normally, the only person close in age to her was Jessica. I get it. It must be pretty wearisome.
さて、小田原で愛の川って言えば早川だってことは分かった。となりゃ下るしかねえよな。早川を下ると何があるんだろうな。
下流に出て海に出ると思います。
そうさ。河口部に出る。そして碑文の3行目には川を下ればやがて里ありとあるな。ちなみにそういう河口部は大抵大昔から輸送の要衝になってて大きな都市があるもんさ。
Surely it's not that simple of a puzzle. I mean, so many people have already tried to solve it. There's gotta be something hidden in there.
Indeed.
ここが次のチェックポイントだな。
なかなかいい筋だね。バトラ君の想像通り、そこは大昔にとても栄えたことだよ。小田原城があるところだね。
あ、修学旅行で小田原城に行った気がします。素敵なお城でしたよ。
Child workers go to school too? Or does she just... Or is it not a school trip? I don't know.
ああ、私も小田原城だったぜ。洋館に住んでてなんだが、 やっぱり日本人は和風の方が落ち着くよな。マリアお城退屈。遊園地がいい。
She's so baby.
She's just a baby.
そうかそうか。よしよし。黄金を見つけたら、このバトラ様が気前よく遊園地を一日借り切って遊ばせてやるぜ。
I know what the game is gonna be about. Maria is gonna kill everyone, and she's gonna meet Beatrice, and she's gonna get all the gold, and she's gonna buy a million candies.
Million candies.
There you go.
Mystery solved.
I just really don't want her to die, that's all. She's just a baby.
Yeah.
しかし小田原城とはな、小田原城の隠し黄金。お、こりゃなんだかいかにもって感じだよな。
まあ2年前の私たちもそこまでは行き着いたぜ。小田原で鮎の泳ぐ川を下った里、そこが多分小田原城あたりだろうってところまでは私たちも行き着いたさ。問題は次の行だろう。さてバトラの鎮水理はどこまで行けるか見ものだぜ。
Jessica grinned broadly. It was like she was saying that if the puzzle could be solved so easily, she would have found it long ago. Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's no way it's just that easy. Even if it's the beginning of the game, I don't feel like this game is gonna give it to us easy.
Oh no. No, nothing is easy in Umineko.
Damn it. I'll definitely find it and keep it all for myself.
4行目、その里にて二人が口にし岸を探れ。二人ってのが何のことかわからねえが、とにかく岸だな。
I wonder if there's like a way to disable the skip button. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a side app or something on Windows that will allow you to disable certain keys and certain apps. That sounds like it would exist.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
で、岸ってなんだよ。岸って名前がつく地名でもあるのかな。
I guess for now, I'm just going to exit Mix It Up, my bot. So I would at least have to use the toggles manually. So yeah, at least it's not gonna skip the game suddenly.
蘇我岸という地名が小田原にあるんだそうですよ。
Oh yeah. So I see we have some green text. Does that mean that there's a new note there?
It sure does. Yes, it means new.
This is the new one, right?
Yes.
The word shore is composed of one kanji, kishi. This kanji also used as a suffix for place names near the shore, such as Sogakishi. I see.
おお、詳しいな。ってことはなんだよ。シャノンちゃんも黄金を狙って謎解きに挑戦してるんだな。となりゃ、俺たちはライバルだぜ。
It's so peaceful for now. You never know when what's it called? When the tonal shift is gonna give us some whiplash.
別に黄金なんて興味は。ただ以前にジョージ様から教えてもらっただけで。2年前の私たちも同じ推理に行き着いたってわけさ。
I'm also still interested about the fact that the previous Ushiromiya family perished in fire. Was it?
Yeah, I think it was
like
a
there
fire.
is no way that was just an accident.
Oh, it was the
Gotta
earthquake,
be-
the
Yeah.
Kanto earthquake. Yeah.
Ah.
わざわざ地図を広げて調べたんだぜ。
Hi Lupus, so nice to see you again. Hi hi, Konniya.
小田原城の北に5キロくらいだったかな。そこには確かに曽我岸という地名があるよ。でもそこからがわからないんだ。次の5行目にはその土地のどこに鍵があるかは記してない。マリアちゃん、読んでくれるかい？
そこに黄金鏡への鍵が眠る。読めた。
曽我岸ったって広いだろうし、かつてそこに後宮家の家があったわけでもない。その広大な土地のどこかに鍵が隠されててノーヒントってんじゃ。
確かにな。鍵が手に入らないことにはその先の行に進めないぜ。ジョージ兄貴、曽我岸ってのはどんなとこなんだ？
さあね、行ったことはないからわからないけど、地図によると山の中みたいだよ。
Has there been any family betrayals yet? We haven't really advanced that much since the last time, so I wouldn't say so.
確か浅間山の山麓みたいだったね。
なんだかパッとしねえな。宝のありかを隠した謎ってのはもっとぴったりとハマるもんじゃねえのかよ。どうも曽我岸ってのがそもそも間違いって気がするぜ。
私は曽我岸を疑ってるぜ。私たちが知らないだけで、例えばじいさまの子供時代を過ごした家とかがあるかもしれないだろ。1行目に懐かしき故郷をって行があるくらいだもんな。シャノンはじいさまによく酒とか継がされてたろ。昔話とか聞かされたことないのか？
親方様は昔の話はほとんどされません。ただ後宮家が滅びかけた関東大震災について非常に人事のように話されることがありましたので、関東地方よりずっと遠方にお住まいだったかもしれません。
後宮本家は小田原に住んでたかもしれないけど、分家はその限りじゃなかったろうね。
That's what I've been thinking.
おじい様はよく自分のことを分家も分家、跡継ぎに最も縁遠かったと言われるくらいだからね。
ってことはつまり懐かしき故郷ってのがすでに小田原じゃない可能性もあるってことだな。
じいさまの故郷なんて聞いたこともないぜ。聞いても素直に教えちゃくれねえだろうしよ。
懐かしき故郷というのが後宮家のルーツを指さないのであれば、小田原説は初めから間違ってることになっちゃうね。もちろん曽我岸の疑いが晴れたわけじゃないけれども、例えば幼少の頃を小田原で過ごし、その後遠方へ引っ越した可能性もあるだろうし。
おお、さっきから何の話かわかんない。
Maria just like me for real.
おお。
Maria had been completely left out of the conversation, and she now sat puffing out her cheeks in boredom.
つまりだな、黄金すごろくの最初のスタート地点が決まらないことには何も始まら
Do
な
I
いってこ
have
とだ
a
ぜ。
favorite character so far? It's kind of hard to get attached to begin with. I would say I like Maria a lot, but also sometimes she's really scary. Shannon-chan is like really cute, but nothing beyond that really. And then Kumasawa-san is really funny.
Yes. We have not met my favorite yet.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to judge just yet.
いや待てよ、最初の5行で見つかるのは鍵だろ。鍵なんてなくても扉はぶち壊して入ることだってできるはずだぜ。とりあえず最初の5行をすっ飛ばしてその先の推理に入ってもいいんじゃねえか？
No!
おお、その発想はなかったぜ。まあいいや、どうせ暇つぶしなんだ。続きを聞かせろよ、バトラの推理。
でもその先からは急に物騒になるんですよね。
Shannon-chan frowned slightly. want to guess Aaron's favorite, but don't want to spoil even names. Maybe it's... I don't know. Wait,
You do already know.
Are you
Huh?
wearing Beatrice's dress, or is it someone else?
My dress is modeled off of Beatrice's dress.
Oh, thank
yes.
you so much for the donation, Robo Prenny. Thank you. Landed right on my face. Thank you. We are getting closer to the goal of the new graphics card. Hold on. Beep, beep, beep. Boy. Thank you so much. 28%. Wait, did that update or was it 26? Was it 26 before?
It was 26 and it updated to 28. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Like, if it was as easy as just taking on more commissions, I would, but I'm already working non-stop.
Yeah, you work crazy amount already.
Like, yeah, if it was just not having enough commission work, like, that would have been easy.
Mm-hmm.
But I really physically cannot work anymore without it being really bad for my health. So yeah, it's like I would normally buy something this luxurious myself, but it's been weighing on my mind for at least a year, if not more. So that's why I resorted to making it a new donation goal.
Yeah.
After looking back at Maria's notebook to recall what was written there, alright, I agree.
第一の晩に鍵の選び師6人を生贄に捧げよか。
Oh, it's time to take my medicine. Speaking of, I need to buy more medicine soon. I only have 2 left. Take your meds, kids.
Very important.
Oh yeah, you're so right, Robo. Yeah, it's like the more you sacrifice to like gain something like money, the more you lose in the end. Thank you. You're so nice.
いきなり物騒になるな。
第二の晩には寄り添う二人を引き裂けときたもんだ。恋仲を破談させるのか、文字通り引き裂くという意味なのか分かりかねるけど、どっちにせよ気持ちの悪い話だぜ。
その第2の晩の解釈を別にしても、第1の晩に6人、第4の晩から第8の晩までで5人、少なく見積もっても11人が生贄にされなきゃならない。
おお、ベアトリーチェが蘇るための生贄。
Why is she being so cheerful about it? Does she not understand?
The end of the epitaph does say that everybody will be revived.
That's so crazy.
So maybe she's like, it doesn't matter because they'll come back to life anyway at the end if we solve it.
Is that what it means though?
その結果、
Is it?
第9の晩に魔女が蘇って最後は極めつけだな。
第9の晩に魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはしない。結局はみんな死んでしまいます。
それでようやく次の第10の晩にゴールってことになってんな。みんな死んじまうのに黄金鏡へ至るだろうって言われても困ったもんだぜ。
鍵を手に旅に出た当人も生き残れないに含めるのかどうかは解釈の分かれるところだね。
しかしよ、最後のところには面白いことが書いてあるぜ。ゴールした後、魔女からもらえる4つの宝の行だよ。一つは全ての黄金。問題は次だ。全ての死者の魂を蘇らせるとあるぜ。みんな死んじまったっ っていうのとかけてるような気がしねえか。
それを言われれば、次の失った愛すらも蘇らせる第二の番の寄り添いし二人を引き裂けに。
そうだね。そして4つ目も第9の番にかけてある。第9の番に蘇った魔女を4つ目の宝が再び眠りにつかせている。
好意的に解釈すりゃ死んだり。
Are we back? Are we back? Can you guys hear me? Hi, hi.
Hello?
Drop a hello if you can hear me. Oh! Connection being funky. Let's hope that it will stabilize. Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me, Aaron?
Yes, I can hear you.
Swag. Let me return the screen share. But yeah, I thought maybe just unplugging and plugging in the Wi-Fi might help. And it might
Gotcha.
have.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Hey guys, you hear us?
Are we back?
Hi. Are we so back? Let me check on my phone as well. Are we so back? Or are we not so back? It looks like it's live. I think it should be fine. Maybe chat's just being quiet, or are they like catching up still? Anyway. Hi. Okay. I laughed along with Jessica. After all, a witch was just ridiculous. Of course, once we started laughing like that, Maria, who believed in the witch, got angry. Maria, this is what I mean. I like Maria, but sometimes she's so scary. Oh no, is it gone again? I can't deal with this shit.
No. OBS, come on.
No. So annoying. So annoying. Let's see if this did anything.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. It's been working fine. Before
Yeah,
that.
it was doing so well.
My internet provider is insane.
Nah.
Okay.
愛を与えることも奪うことも、空も飛べるし、姿を透明にできるし、黄金もパンも生み出せる。
Making bread out of nothing. That is more impressive than Jesus.
He had to have something to start with.
Yeah. That's not how anything works.
Mm-hmm.
いけね、
悪い悪い。冗談だよ。
Maria gonna tear everyone apart for saying Beatrice is not real. Jessica apologized, sticking out her tongue, but Maria didn't accept it. Jessica really did. Bleh.
She really said.
She grabbed her notebook back of my hands and, opening to the other pages, tried to prove that the witch existed. Those pages had colored illustrations of witches drawn on them. She was wrong. She was born in the wrong generation. If only Maria was born in 2000, she would have known what Ojamaja Doremi is, and she would have forgotten everything about Beatrice.
For real.
She would have just stayed home watching Ojamaja Doremi. Those pages had colored illustrations of witches drawn on them and conveyed the fantastical image Maria had of witch as well. It was not the normal sinister image of a crooked-nosed hag flying around in a broom, but a dreamlike person with unnatural powers that could do anything and wore a beautiful dress. It was just what you would expect from an imaginative young girl. Dancing in the sky, crossing a rainbow, dancing around all night with a teacup and a teapot that would never get empty no matter how much you poured out of it. With a flourish of her staff, the stars in the sky would become candy and pour down. And flowers that produce sweets would bud by the roadside. To Maria, a witch was a unique concept, an embodiment of the magical dream that so captivated her. As she grew up, that was the last thing that gave richness to her dull and plain everyday life. That is why Maria believed in witches. She didn't want the dream to be insulted. I can't blame her. She doesn't know that she's in Umineko.
Right?
She doesn't
She's
know.
not aware. She just doesn't know. She's just baby.
She's just a baby who likes, like, fantastical creatures. And she didn't want the epitaph which affirmed the existence of the witch to be insulted. Because the witch Beatrice is Maria's dream.
マリアちゃんにとっては、これは黄金の隠し場所を示すものじゃなくて、
It's her Bible.
魔女を蘇らせるための魔法なんだっ
She's
て。
a believer.
She's a Beatrice believer.
Yeah. The Church of Beatrice. So it was the single link between Maria and the witch. Maria was very angry and clung onto George Aniki. Jessica and I scratched our heads and apologized. It might not be possible to smooth things over again like this, like the time she got mad in front of the portrait. Maria didn't want to be easy consoled. Unlike Jessica and I, who hung our heads wondering what we had done, Shannon-chan timidly opened her mouth.
マリア様、ご存知ですか？私たち使用人の間では、ベアトリーチェ様の怪談が語り継がれているんですよ。
I love that this is supposed to be like her way of consoling Maria.
It's like, let me tell you about a ghost story. That'll cheer you up.
Baby, there's a ghost story for you.
そうだったっけ？シャドン、聞かせてやるよ。私は知らないんだけど、使用人の間じゃかなり有名な話らしいぜ。
You know what Maria would love?
What?
Monster High.
Oh, she'd be way into Monster High.
She would be the rich girl collecting all the Monster High. I mean, look at her.
何の話だ？階段？
うん、僕たちが生まれる前からある話らしいね。母さんにも話を聞かされたことがあるよ。
はい、この島にお屋敷が建てられてから ずっと語り継がれている話です。当時の使用人たちは、お屋敷には昼と夜で違う主がいると囁き合っていたそうです。
Oh, thank God. Looks like stream stabilized. I'm so glad.
Thank goodness.
I really hate dealing with this stuff. Like, I swear this is not my fault. This is not my fault. Like, if it was just as easy as, like, paying more for Wi-Fi, I would. But the thing is, just the internet provider in our city is really bad. Like, literally everyone knows it. Like, even before I moved here, I knew. Yeah, it's just our power sources in general are not super reliable. Like, if we have a bad rain, there's like a 50-50 chance of electricity going out.
Oh, man.
You never know.
Yeah, that's rough.
So it's honestly amazing that I can stream at all. Like, I'm thankful, I'm grateful.
Absolutely.
Want to take over?
Sure. The tale that Shannon told us was just like a typical campfire ghost story. If there was a forest with a witch living inside it, then there's no reason the witch couldn't pay the mansion a visit. At some point, this ghost story naturally sprouted up between the servants.
ちゃんと閉めたはずの窓や扉や鍵がもう一度見回りに来たら開いていたとか、消したはずの明かりがついていたり。
Maria did say that Beatrice could become invisible. I don't know if that's true, but it could be. You never know.
You never know.
つけたはずの明かりが消えていたり、置いたはずのものがなくなっていたり、置いた覚えのないものが置かれていたり。そういうことがあるたびに、古い使用人たちは魔女が姿を消してお屋敷を訪れ、いたずらをしていったのだろうと囁き合ったそうです。ほらいる。ベアトリーチェはいる。
なあ、いるよな。
Lurking in the shadows.
私も昔よく登校の時に限ってカバンが見つからなかったりしたもんだぜ。
Maria puffed out her chest with an ooh, as though this was the final proof that the witch existed. If I opened my mouth, Maria would probably be hurt again, so I didn't.
Good. Shut the fuck up, Battler.
Shut up, Battler! I mean, you hear that kind of story everywhere. Depending on the place, it might be blamed on a dwarf or an elf.
That is true.
It's just that on this island, they call it the witch. Of course, you would expect that walking around a vast, elegant mansion at night would be a little unsettling. It's an island devoid of people. Since the mansion is so drafty, walking around on the night of a thunderstorm would certainly be eerie.
他にも鬼火や輝く蝶々が舞っているのを見たという使用人も。カノン君もそれらしいものを以前夜の見回りの時に見たことがあると言ってました。あと最近ではお屋敷の中で深夜に不思議な足音をよく聞くと使用人の間で話題です。
That is totally invisible Beatrice.
She's coming to play pranks on people.
She's after.
私たちは肖像画の中のベアトリーチェ様が姿を消してお屋敷の中を散歩しているんだろうと。ずいぶん前ですが、私もそうかもしれない足音を夜の見回りの時に聞いたことがあります。
ヒュー。そりゃ怖えな。
でも怯えることはないんですよ。ベアトリーチェ様は親方様とは異なるもう一人のお屋敷の主です。
What? What is that supposed to mean?
だから変に怯えたりしないで敬意を持っていれば決して悪いことはしないのだそうです。
Is it just something Kenzo said?
ただし、
Story that the servants
敬意
are
を持た
passing
ない
around.
と恐ろしいんだったね。
はい、私が勤めを始める直前にベアトリーチェ様のことを悪く言っていたそうです。
Ew, no.
だから使用人たちはベアトリーチェ様のお怒りに触れたのだろうと噂し合った
That's
そう
so
です。
awful.
バトラとジェシカきっと
わあ、
Repent.
悪かったぜ。お怒りに触れちゃたまらねえ。謝るよ、マリア。もちろん、魔女様にも謝るぜ。ベアトリーチェ様、ごめんなさい。よそ者のザレ言と思って勘弁してやってください。
私も謝るぜ。ベアトリーチェ様、ごめんなさい。これで魔女様、私たちを許してくれるかな？
You can't even have Maria forgive you.
わかんない。魔女は気まぐれだから許してくれるときは許してくれるし、許さないときは許さない。
That sounds about right. Maria the expert.
それは困ったね。マリアちゃん、バトラ君とジェシカちゃんがベアトリーチェ様のお怒りに触れないようにするいいおまじないとかないかな。何か魔除けとかさ。
By the way, tomorrow I'm streaming Don't Starve Together with Chizu again. At the same time as the last time. It was 3 p.m. EST, I believe. So come by.
Nice. By relying on Maria, who was proud at knowing the most about witches, George was able to revive her self-esteem. I was once again forced to admire his ability to comfort children.
Roomba! Hi, Konniya!
Oh. Maria, seriously pondering and crossing her arms, began flipping through the pages of her handbook as if there were obviously some charm capable of protecting Jessica and myself from the witch's wrath.
Pondering the orb. Thank you for gift sub. Oh, to Lottie. Lottie is here? I love Lottie. Yeah. More Don't Starve tomorrow. I'm really excited. Maria truly is the saint patron. Maybe that's why she's called Maria.
I had thought it was just a simple scribbled diary, but it turned out that there were also several pages that looked like they had come from a book on black magic.
Oh no. Kenzo's influence is rubbing on poor Maria.
In the midst of those, several of what looked like magical circles had been copied and seriously compared to each other.
Oh god.
Uh-oh. In any case, it looks like that black magic hobby wasn't limited to grandfather alone.
Yeah.
When she finally found what she was looking for, she vigorously closed the notebook with a snap and threw it into her handbag. She then began fishing through that bag's contents.
What, is she gonna draw a magic circle in the sand? That's like bad news.
It seemed that various jumbled up things were in there. After a while, she took out various pieces of junk, although they were probably important magical items to Maria, and repeatedly threw them back in, saying they were wrong. It was all a little humorous, just like when Doraemon took out the wrong tool.
Doraemaria.
Finally, it seemed that she had discovered what she was looking for. With a face unimaginably clearer than the difficult expression she had worn until now, she stuck them out to Jessica and me. As I reached out to grab it, I noticed that it was a very cheap-looking charm. It looked like a bracelet made from a plastic rosary, with the scorpion motif metal attached. I mean, you often find cheap accessories that correspond to the constellations. It felt like a gift that you might win in the crane game at an arcade. It really looked like something like that. There were two. Probably one for me and one for Jessica. However, considering the odd fact that there were two of them, they looked like cheap manufactured goods. and it was quite hard to think of them as magical items.
これを私とバトラに？
このお守りならベアトリーチェも大丈夫。サソリは魔除けの力があるから。
Well, it is really nice of her. She is trying to protect them.
Yeah. I mean...
そうなのか？サソリにそんな力がね
バトラが信じない。
Yeah, let's not give him one. He doesn't believe easy. Then you don't get one.
Deserve it. Yeah, he doesn't deserve it if you're gonna be a jerk about it. I had inflamed Maria again because I said too much.
He's really not watching his mouth at all.
He's
ever.
not. He's like... it's not a skill he has.
No.
Maria took out her notebook again and while pointing out various pages, went on and on about how the scorpion had holy power and that it had been drawn in magic-repelling magical circles since ancient times.
他の使用人の子から聞いたことがあります。
Oh, black magic. It is surprisingly popular among young people these days.
Bloody hell. What? What are you talking about? What is anyone talking about anymore?
魔術では魔除けのシンボルとして描かれることもあるんだとか。
I guess kids in 80s had not a whole lot of stuff to be interested in.
That's true. They had to find their entertainment somewhere.
Yeah. Man. Those wild 80s.
Might as well be the occult!
Yeah.
そうなのか。
サソリは悪い魔法や最悪から守ってくれる。そしてエメラルドは心に平和をもたらしてくれる。だから二重で効果がある。
ほんとだ。サソリがエメラルドを抱いて守ってるね。なるほど。これはご利益がありそうだよ。
Such a jerk. I really wanted to make fun of this worthless-looking charm. But as I watched Maria explain the charm with all of her heart and realized that she had prepared them out of consideration for us...
She's trying to save you
Right?
from death, and this is how you repay?
Ya jerk! It felt as though, even if it were just a prize from a game center, it would still be beneficial.
It's not the cost that makes it effective.
No, it's the thought that counts. For real. The material quality of the charm wasn't important.
Yeah.
The strength of her feelings was. That's right!
No! Well, I guess if you don't believe anyway, I guess, yeah, at least consider her feelings.
Exactly, yeah. Even I wouldn't plan on ruining everything by making fun of it.
そっか。ありがとな。
You ruined everything, you stupid bitch. You ruined everything. I'm really excited for karaoke next Friday.
Ooh, karaoke time.
Yeah, I don't know what time I'm gonna do it, but yeah. I have a lot of new songs I want to sing.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
ベアトリーチェ様には謝ったけどよ。万が一タタリがある時でも、マリアのこのお守りのおかげで安心だぜ。な、ジェシカ。
ああ、そうだぜ。
Thank you for redeeming the water, Orange. I should go refill the water. Oh, and the stretchy. Butler can get bent. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab water. So if you guys want to take a little break, you can.
Okay.
Oh, water. Water. Did Aaron leave too?
Yeah, I was gone, but now I'm back.
You're back. We're so back.
We're so
あ
back.
りがとうなマリア。
心に平安が欲しいときは腕につける。お財布に入れるとお金が減らなくなる。ドアノブにかけておくと悪いものが入ってこられなくなる。
Aww, I would take the charm. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's an
wonderful.
awesome charm.
便利なお守り。それはすごい効能ですね。マリア様が自信を持って進めるお守りなら、きっと頼もしいものと思います。
Should I take over?
Yeah, go for it.
As Shannon-chan clapped her hands together, Maria stuck out her chest. She was completely vigorous again. If it would keep her in this good of a mood, it would probably be worth it to let Maria lead the discussion for a while longer. When you think about it, she hadn't shared in our excitement when we talked about the gold's hidden location, so I think she had gotten a little bored. Hi. While eating the cookies Kumasawa-san had baked, Jessica and I asked Maria this and that about black magic. Maria happily chatted away in response to our questions. For each one, George, Aniki, and Shannon-chan would act surprised and agree with everything she said. That's so cute. The only two people who are good with children around here.
Right.
And Kumasawa-san, I guess. But she's not around right now.
No, she just made cookies.
The color of the cloud. Do you love the color of the sky? The color of the clouds in the sky grew progressively heavier, but the cousins really enjoyed communicating freely after 1 year of separation.
今、額にポタってこなかったかい？
どうだろうな。
As George Aniki rubbed his forehead, he looked up at the sky. Maybe the mentioned typhoon?
Yup, typhoon's coming.
Typhoon's coming! Bad luck! Misfortune! Considering the color of the sky and the dampness of the air, it wouldn't have been odd for a raindrop to fall down. It also seemed like the wind had gotten a little stronger.
ほー、マリアポタッと来ない。マリアだけ来ない。ほー。
This
I want to feel the
reminds
drop.
me, the other day, I went out like pretty late at night to go to the pharmacy. And when I was leaving the pharmacy, I saw a man like catching raindrops with his mouth. And like, no judgment or anything.
Sure.
But I don't think I've ever seen like a grown man do that, like out in the open.
Yeah.
Like, I see kids do that.
But not a grown person. Yeah, well, he was
Yeah.
having fun. He was enjoying
that
life.
was,
Good for him.
That was kind of silly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, tongue out and everything.
Aww. That's goofy.
Yeah, goofy, silly.
安心しろ。俺にも来ねえぜ。
He was thirsty.
それに今夜になれば、誰にも等しく大雨が降るだろうよ。
そうだね。そろそろ引き上げた方がいいかな。
Shannon-chan looked down at her watch. It was already well into the evening.
もう仕事に戻る時間かよ。
はい、皆様と一緒で楽しい時間を過ごさせていただきました。ありがとうございました。
熊沢さんにクッキーをごちそうさまって伝えてね。さあみんな、片付けを手伝おう。
Shannon-chan declined her help, saying that this was a servant's job. But picking up a dropped fork before the waitress has to is like my purpose in life. What?
Okay.
No, you certainly don't act like such a gentleman.
Right.
We folded up the blanket, gathered up the trash, and helped clean everything up.
ゴミが逃げる。
そいつは逃がさないぜ。マリアより先にいただきだ。
マリアが拾う。マリア、靴を濡らすなよ。怒られるぜ。
To Maria, chasing after some trash that the strong winds had sent flying was just like another game. She too is a gamer. When we finished cleaning up, the wind had started blowing very strongly. It looked like a good chance to head back.
皆様のおかげで助かりました。ありがとうございました。
もう本当に時間がないみたいだね。先に戻っていいよ。
源氏さん、時間には厳しい人だからな。定時に持ち場についてないと厳しそうだぜ。
また後でね。お仕事頑張ってね。
はい、それでは失礼させていただきます。
After making a respectful bow, Shannon-chan ran over towards the rose garden.
じゃあ俺たちもゲストハウスへ戻ろうぜ。テレビでも見てくつろがせてもらうさ。
Rich people with television. Hi, Trigger. I believe this is... the username is red. It's going to be a long and wild ride. I am so ready. I was born ready. This is our 4th stream, and I'm really excited to stream so much more. Thank you for coming. Konniya. Enjoy the stream.
テレビ見る。
なら決まりだな。戻ってみんなで一緒にテレビでも見ようぜ。
Maria, who hadn't had enough fun yet, agreed when she thought about watching television. We climbed up the gentle stairs and returned to the rose garden. The wind had become very strong, and roses shook throughout the garden like ripples on the water. This might be our last chance to see these beautiful roses. Tonight's typhoon was sure to ruin them.
バラ、今夜の風でやられちまうかもしれないな。
そうだな。バラたちもラッキーだったと思うぜ。台風の前にバトラたちを歓迎できたんだからよ。
花はいつか必ず散る。でもだからこそ咲き誇る今をめでることができるんじゃないかな。
そうだな。マリアもよく目に焼き付けとけ。今この瞬間が今年で一番のバラなんだぜ。
目に焼き付ける。
Right then, Maria suddenly clapped her hands. It looked like she had remembered something. Maybe the rose that she saw at the beginning? The one that they marked?
マリアのバラ、台風で飛ばされちゃう。
ああ、ジョージの兄貴に目印のリボンをつけてもらった。あの元気のないバラか？
It seemed that Maria remembered where the rose was. She ran at full speed. The rest of us followed her.
あれはどこだったっけな。確かこの辺だったと思ったぜ。
We searched everywhere around that area, but after all, it was only a single flower amongst all of these roses. Even though we knew it was somewhere close by, we weren't able to find it. Beatrice took it.
No.
The winds that made up the front lines of the typhoon were making the roses throughout the garden undulate, whatever that means.
Sway back and forth.
It was almost like it was teasing us by making the location of Maria's rose impossible to find. I can see how that would be hard.
ここじゃなかったかな。
When everything is moving, it's really hard to see.
少し手分けをして探してみようか。
そうだな。
How sweet they're trying to find the rose for her.
人海戦術で行こうぜ。なんだよマリア。
As we made to split up and search, Maria tugged on my jacket with an unhappy face. It felt like her intention was to stop us from going to another place.
なんだよ、どうした？
ほう、マリアのバラはここなの。ここにあるの。でも現にないぜ。この花壇の裏側だったかもな。みんなで探せば早いぜ。ここなの。マリアのバラはここなの。探して探して。
Maria stomped her feet in irritation. She had pointed out the spot and said it was definitely here, but it actually wasn't. Having said that, Maria got mad when we went to go search elsewhere. Why did you go anyway? We couldn't help but be puzzled. For a while, we would have to stay with Maria and pretend to search throughout this rose thicket. Oh, so they didn't go. Okay.
ない。ない。
Deja vu.
ない。
Maybe she's saying that it should be here but isn't. Maria became increasingly ill-tempered.
マリアがすっかり機嫌を損ねちまったぞ。
マリアはたまにすごくどうでもいいことを気にし始めちゃうんだよ。それがどうにかなるときはいいんだけど。
I think autism.
Yeah.
Take that as you will. But I think autism.
ないものは探せないしね。困ったな。
Witches? Special
Witches?
interest. Just one who were at a loss as to what was going on. It's just she's really, really, really not acting like she's 9 years old.
Yeah.
Maria raised a loud voice. Mama! In the direction she was waving her hand, Rosa Obasan's figure was visible. Maybe she wanted to look at the garden one more time before the typhoon came, or maybe she had some business at the guest house. Rosa Obasan was coming from the mansion. She quickly noticed her daughter's voice and came over.
あらあら。どうしたの？みんな何か探し物なの？探して。ママもマリアのバラを探して。マリアのバラって？
この辺に元気のないバラを一つ見つけて、それに目印をつけたんです。
飴玉かなんかの包み紙でキュッと。しかしマリア、確か俺の記憶が正しけりゃ、すぐ手前の目立つところに生えてたはずだぜ。足が生えてどこかに行っちまったんじゃなきゃ、他の場所だったと思うぜ。
Maybe it was already taken by the wind. I mean, it was already, like, kind of withering. Who knows?
マリアの記憶違いじゃないのか？
Like, realistically.
ここなの。ここなの。パトラが信じてくれない。その言うのをやめなさいって何度言ったらわかるの？ママも探してあげるから静かにしなさい。
I was a little surprised to see Rosa Obasan, who I had only ever seen as gentle, get angry. Rosa Obasan began searching as well, so we went along with her for the time being. But we were already more than sure that it wasn't around here. Therefore, Rosa Obasan also soon realized that it wasn't here.
ここにはそのバラはないわよ。他の場所の間違いじゃない。これだけたくさんのバラがあるんだから。違うの。ここにあるの。ママも信じてくれない。
Supernatural rose activity.
ちゃんと信じて探してるでしょ。でもないじゃない。
God, I didn't. This makes me really sad. If this is how Rosa is usually with Maria, this makes me really sad.
でもここなの。ここにあるのにないの。じゃあ
は誰かが抜いちゃったんでしょ。とにかくその言うのやめなさい。
マリアのバラ、抜いたの誰？抜いたの誰？返して返して。
It also might be that one of the servants simply removed it. I mean, this is a garden that they tend.
Yeah, they could have just pruned it.
Especially since it was marked and easy to see.
そんなの知らないわよ。やめなさい。その言うのやめなさい。
No! Rosa-obasan slapped Maria's left cheek with her palm. In that instant, Maria was shocked into silence. Of course, it was only for an instant. When Maria realized that her wish was being rejected before it could be fulfilled, she started yelling with an increasingly louder voice. Mother of the year, everyone!
Yeah! Rosa's true colors come out, baby!
Once again, her palm slapped Maria's cheek. This time she didn't go silent. She choked as she started crying and began to bawl in an increasingly louder voice. Rosa-obasan was clearly irritated and lifted her hand once more to try and shut her daughter up.
ローザおばさん、まあまあ、小さい子供のことですし、そんなマジになんなくても。
I tried to cut in with a bitter smile, rubbing my hands together. But Rosa-obasan threatened me with a serious face, which told me not to butt in.
ごめんね。バトラ君たちはちょっとお部屋に戻っててくれる。おばさんはマリアとちょっと話があるの。
誰もマリアのバラを信じてくれない。ここにあったのに。
I believe. I want to believe.
Yeah.
Hashtag Maria's Rose.
探して探してここなの。
でもないじゃない。なら他の場所の勘違いでしょ。
ここなの。絶対にここなの。
じゃあなくなっちゃったのよ。諦めなさい。
どうしてマリアのバラがなくなっちゃうの。どうして
知らないわよ、そんなの。だからその言うのをやめなさい。
Rosa-obasan once again raised her hand and, overrun by emotion, slapped Maria's cheek. It was so strong, it knocked Maria over. Jesus Christ!
ローザおばさん。
Domestic violence!
いくら娘でも、暴力はいけねっすよ。
I stepped between them to protect Maria, who was still on the ground crying, ooh. I knew that problems between parent and child were none of my business as an outsider, but I wasn't brought up to just silently observe something like this.
バトラ君は変に思わないの？あなたの学校になってる女の子なんている？
I love her autistic swag. I don't know what to tell you.
いや、まあさすがに高校には。
I am those girls.
Like, if this is a you problem, Rosa.
I am those girls. My wife constantly brings attention that I make anime girl noises IRL, like in daily life.
All the time.
I'm like, that's why you love me. That's what makes me so awesome.
That's one of your charm points.
Hi Vanessa, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. Yeah, the soundtrack is really good. It really adds to the atmosphere.
Sure does.
でも小学生ならそういう言うのも可愛いじゃないですか。
可愛い？言うのが可愛い？
Yes.
可愛いって？
It seemed that my reckless words has brought Rozo-obasan's wrath down upon me. Obasan grabbed my collar with a terrifying expression.
バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。マリアがいくつか知ってる？ 9 歳よ。小学4年生なのよ。幼稚園児じゃないのよ。それなのにまだクラスでうう言ってるのよ。わかる？この子、クラスでなんて言っていじめられてるか知ってるの？この変な口癖のせいで未だに友達の一人もいないのよ。無責任にマリアのこと可愛いとか言って現実から目をそらさないで。この子の将来のことをもっともっと真剣に考えて。
It is very unfortunate that I've seen people like this before.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad.
It is.
だからその言うのをやめなさい。
Stop!
やめろって言ってんでしょ。
Rozo-obasan struck Maria's quivering head, from which an increasingly unsatisfied voice was rising. I tried to stop it, but Obasan thrust me away. My back hit George Aniki.
昔はローザおばさんもマリアちゃんの幼児言葉の一つだくらいにしか思わなかったんだけど、小学校の中学年になっても治らないのを最近はだいぶ気にしてて。
別にどういう言葉遣いをしようと関係ねえだろ。
そのまま社会人にはなれないよ。だから見ていて気持ちのいい光景ではないけれど。
Maria would make waves as a VTuber.
She really would.
Few things people love more than a VTuber with a speech quirk.
She'd do numbers.
おばさんたち親子の問題なんだよ。
まあ私もこの言葉遣いのせいでよくお袋に怒られるけどよ。
If you look at it that way, maybe an outsider shouldn't interfere with this, even though it's painful to watch. No, you definitely should.
Yeah, no, you should be interfering.
If someone is beating their child into the ground, you should absolutely step in.
バトラ君だって小さい頃悪い癖が治らなくて怒られたことがあったんじゃないかい？
まあ一つや二つは。授業参観の日に人前でずっと怒られてた時は恥ずかしくてたまらなかったぜ。
じゃあ今のマリアちゃんたちの気持ちはわかるよね。僕たちにここにいてほしいとは思わないんじゃないかな。ジェシカちゃんにもわかるよね。
怒られてるところを誰かに見られてえとは思わないぜ。
行こう。ゲストハウスへ戻ろう。そしてマリアちゃんが戻ってきたら何事もなかったかのように迎えてあげようよ。それが一番じゃないかい。
Because we thought that George Aniki's point was probably correct, we were fine with using that correct-sounding reason to justify retreating, as long as it would ease the pain in our chests. Jessica and I nodded at George Aniki and we all left. So sad.
Yeah, it's
We
really
called
sad.
towards Maria that we were going to head to the guest house, but since it didn't seem to reach her ears, we also had shamelessly guilty consciences.
それなら好きなだけ一人で探しなさい。
When you were at your friend's house as a kid and their mom starts arguing with them and you just sit there like not knowing what to do, real.
ママは知りません。
探す。マリアが一人で探す。ママが知らなくても探す。
勝手にしなさい。
After blasting her with those last few words, Rosa spun on her heels and quickly returned to the mansion. Maria probably viewed that as a cold gesture meant to injure. But from Rosa's perspective, that was not her intention. It was because the hand which she had so emotionally struck Maria's cheek with was still numb. It was because if she stayed there screaming, she might again be taken over by her emotions and continue slapping her daughter's cheek over and over. After Rosa left, only Maria was left alone in the rose garden. The wind began to blow stronger and stronger, and every once in a while a raindrop would fall on her forehead. However, Maria couldn't leave that place. Not until she found that poor withering rose. It had definitely been there. Even so, it wasn't. Even though she knew the place and even though it had been there, it wasn't. Maria, while bitterly staring at the place it was supposed to be, thought frantically, maybe the angle I'm looking from is wrong. Maybe the height I'm looking from is wrong. While gazing at a single point, Maria repeatedly stood up, changed her position, and continued to stare. The wind was getting increasingly stronger, but Maria kept on looking for that rose in front of the flower bed. Wah!
Maria.
Poor Maria. Kinzo, do you want to take over?
Sure. Kinzo noticed the sound of the raindrops beating on the window. It seemed to be pouring down thickly.
It's just us and the visual novel overlay of the rain effect against the world.
Against the world. It had begun to rain later than the weather report had predicted. Kinzo, as if being summoned by the sound of the rain, approached the window. The sound of the rain is a sound of silence. That sound feels quieter than any silence and makes humans remember that, in the end, they are alone from when they are born to when they die. Jeez Louise. Were those words directed at the rainy sky? No one could be seen in the direction of Kinzo's gaze.
さあ、始めようではないか。私とお前の奇跡の宴を。今こそ、この島は現世より切り離された。もう誰も私の儀式の邪魔をすることはできぬ。お前にふさわしい生贄は十分にあるぞ。息子たちが4人、その伴侶が3人、孫たちが4人。私に、客に、使用人たち、どれでも好きなだけ食らうがいい。運命の鍵は悪魔のルーレットに従い生贄を選ぶであろう。そのルーレットが私を選ぶならば、私すらもお前の生贄となろう。
Simp level 9000。
だからこそなのだ。それだけの狂気をかけるからこそ。私は必ずや偉大な奇跡を起こすだろう。
It's honestly really took me by surprise that anyone at all addressed Maria's speech quirk, since it is just so normalized in the anime and stuff. Like, you could easily just pass it as, you know, the normal anime girl thing.
Yeah.
But apparently it is considered weird in any universe.
Yep.
さあ、好きなだけ食らうがいい。私はそのルーレットに打ち勝つだろう。さあ、すべてを落とすぞ。まずは後ろ宮家の家督を返そう。受け取るがいい。
As Kinzo violently opened the window, he ripped off a golden ring stuck to his finger and forcefully threw it away. At that time, thunder resounded, giving the illusion that the lightning had accepted the ring.
そして、お前が蘇った時、そ そこにいるのは私であるだ。私が最後まで生き残り、お前の目覚めを見守るだろう。
Scary man. Scary man. Kenzo is bad news galore.
He sure is.
ベアトリーチェ、ようこそ我が宴。私が生み出した全てと引き換えに、私にもう一度だけ奇跡を見せておくれ。
A raid! Welcome, raiders! Thank you so much, Slime Time, for the raid. Hi. I'm Kisa Niya, a catgirl of all trades, and today we are streaming Umineko, the visual novel. And I think the murder is going to start very soon, absolutely soon. So either leave or join, depending on whether you enjoy murder or not. But either way, thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, looks like we concluded another chapter. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really glad you love my art. Enjoy your stay.
A news ticker popped up on top of the TV program we were watching.
Hi, Vixie. So nice to see you too.
Hello. The disaster report told how municipalities all over were continually sending out rain, flood, and wave warnings. Of course, the harshly beating raindrops on the window were much more convincing.
すっげえ降りだな。でもこれだけ盛大だとすぐにやみそうな気もするけどな。
そりゃ雨ぜ。台風の速度が遅いそうだから、下手すりゃ明日も丸一日こんな調子らしいぜ。ちょっとの天気でも船は欠航するもんだしよ。
やっぱり日曜日のうちには引き上げられないか。念のため月曜日に外部とのスケジュールを入れなくて正解だったよ。
ってことは月曜の学校はサボれそうだな。
Oh, Battler. Thinking about such trivial matters as school classes.
Soon you will have
Yeah, soon
much more to worry
your
about.
priorities will shift greatly.
そういや、ジェシカは登校って毎日船で通ってるわけだろ。船が欠航したら学校はどうなるんだ。カメハメハ大王並みに雨が降ったらお休みで、風が吹いたら遅刻してか。
船が出なきゃ休みになるぜ。もっともそう甘くはねえけどな。大抵その代わりに自習が指示されて、後でかっちりと見られるから、そうそう気楽でもねえさ。
例えば梅雨なんかの長く天気が崩れる時期だと。
Going to school by boat every day is like Battler's worst nightmare.
Right? He'd freak. He wouldn't be able to do it.
He would never.
数日間くらい登校できないこともあるんじゃねえのか。
そういうこともあるぜ。でも毎日きっちり担任から電話がかかってきて、どう自習しろ、何を提出しろと酸っぱく指導されるけどな。
バトラ君が考えてるほど簡単にはサボれないよ。船で通う人たちのルールに従ってしっかり勉強をしているよ。
むしろ登校できた方が気楽だぜ。自分の部屋じゃ気が散るし、集中もできねえしな。それでいて問題集ばっかり数日もやらされてると、かなり精神的に応えるもんがあるぜ。大学の時にはよ、寮のあるところに入ってさっさとこんな不便な島はおさらばしたいもんだぜ。
へえ。
I'm honestly really surprised that Jessica is like surprisingly stable despite her parents being the worst people alive.
Right? Like, she turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
じゃあよ、ちなみに行きは天気が良くても帰りは悪くて欠航ってなったらどうすんだ。
Like literally her biggest like perceived flaw here is that she's like a tomboy and speaks kind of rude, but that's like really minor.
Yeah, like compared to everything else.
学校に泊まるのか？
そういうのはよくあることだぜ。だから祈祷できない人用の宿泊所があってよ。そこに寝泊まりするんだよ。下手すりゃ数日間家に帰れないこともあったりするぜ。
乗車率が 200% を超えるような満員電車で毎日通勤通学しなければならない人から見てみると、船の通学なんて趣があって良さそうだななんて無責任に思っちゃうけど。
Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, Slime Time. Welcome to the Tomodachi. Yay! 6 months in advance. That's crazy. Thank you so much.
やっぱりいろいろと苦労があるんだね。
よく無神経な観光客がそういうこと言ってるぜ。私は島の生活なんてもうお腹いっぱいだね。早く高校出てこんな島とはおさらばしたいぜ。
高校にだって全寮制のところとかあったろうよ。
Hi Tanshi, it's so nice to see you again. Konniya. Enjoy your stay.
なんでわざわざ新島の学校を選んだんだよ。
私は最初からそれを希望してたぜ。でもおふくろがよ、当主後継ぎとしての修行やらマナーやらがうんぬんってうるさくてよ。結局高校も地元になっちまったのさ。
Poor Jessica.
こんな島はごめんなぜ。早く都会で生活したいよ。雨が降ろうが槍が降ろうがラフな格好でサンダルを履けば5分足らずでコンビニに行けるような都会に引っ越したいぜ。
もう少しの辛抱だよ。高校卒業まであとちょっとでしょ。
そのちょっとも我慢できねえぜ。
If you live until then.
Jessica stretched out. Oh yeah, go for it.
Jessica stretched out and reclined in the sofa. Maybe because now was a bad time slot, there weren't any interesting programs on. And we had nothing to do but how do you read that?
Languidly.
We had nothing to do but languidly kill time until we were called for dinner. Maria had so far not returned to the cousin's room. I'm so worried about Maria. What if she's get taken by the typhoon?
Yeah, like she's out there in the rain.
She's just a little baby. The wind is gonna just pick her up in the air.
And blow her away.
Yeah.
No.
She's gonna end up in the Emerald City. She had probably been brought back to the mansion by Rosaoba-san. It had to be pretty boring for Maria all by herself while the adults are having a confusing conversation. We thought we might head over to the mansion to see her, but after all, there was this lousy weather. Hi, Junko. What do you miss? What was the most important thing? Well, Maria's mom beat the shit out of her for one. In front of all the cousins. That was awful. And then they were also,
that was no fun.
The cousins were also discussing the puzzle that Kinzo left about finding the family gold, but they couldn't really solve it. But yeah, Maria got really upset because she couldn't find the withering rose in the rose garden that she marked with like a little ribbon. So she was looking for it with everyone and couldn't find it and was getting increasingly upset. And then her mom, Rosa, came in and she started being like a real bitch about Maria's speech quirk. You know, the ooh. And she started slapping her left and right and like even knocked her down on the ground. It was like brutal, awful.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, Battler tried to step in but couldn't really stop her. Yeah, awful. At that time, we heard the sound of a humble knock. Jessica answered.
お食事の準備が整いました。 お屋敷へお越しください。
Give up the shoes? I don't wear shoes. See? No shoes here. I don't wear shoes. My paws don't like shoes. I'm not a shoe wearer, so I have nothing to give up.
No shoes to give.
How am I supposed to steal your shoes when you have no shoes? Well, I'm sorry. I don't wear shoes. It feels weird on my paws. Feels bad. It was Kanan-kun's voice. Had he gone to all the trouble of coming from the mansion in this rain just to call us over? Thank you for the follow. Follow till you find shoes. I'm not gonna wear shoes. So I guess you're stuck here forever? I consider this a win. Welcome. Couldn't he just have called us on the telephone? Oh well, maybe sometimes part of a servant's duty is to go against common sense.
なんとなくお腹が空いてきた頃だった。行こうか。
George Aniki turned off the television and stood up.
俺はとっくにペコペコ。本家の晩餐は毎回凝ってるしな。それにゴーダさん、子牛のステーキとか言ってなかったっけ？たまらねえぜ。
親族会議の日は特に豪華になるしな。私だって楽しみだぜ。行こう行こう。
As we left the room, Kanan-kun bowed silently and respectfully.
じゃあ行こうぜ。外の振りはだいぶひどいだろう。
はい。お召し物を濡らさぬよう十分ご注意ください。
After seeing the three of us out, Kanan-kun peered into the empty room.
マリア様はいらっしゃいませんか？
Something Maria-sama is watching over you.
一緒じゃないぞ。ローザおばさんと一緒じゃないのかよ。
I hope she's okay. Rosa, lying on the sofa in the empty parlor, had fallen asleep at some point. She was bearing a burden on her shoulders that a child could never even imagine. Therefore, once she let herself relax, that exhaustion quickly led Rosa into the world of sleep. What? What? Brussels sprouttini. No, don't say that. She's just a kid.
She's just a baby.
She's literally small. Realizing this, Genji brought a blanket over to her. When he tried... Yeah, I bet she has so many troubles to shoulder after beating the shit out of her child.
Mm-hmm.
When he tried to spread it over her, her eyes snapped open as though she had been shocked with electricity.
ありがとう。源氏さんなのね。
When she realized that the thing that had touched her was just a blanket, and that Genji had been considerately given it to her, she let out a sigh of relief.
起こしてしまいましたか。失礼いたしました。
いえ、いいの。寝るつもりじゃなかったから。今は何時なの？
When he was asked for the time, Genji checked a pocket watch that he took out of his chest pocket.
6時を少し過ぎたところです。
Rosa gave her head a little shake as she realized that, even though it had felt like she had slept for a long time, not much time had actually passed. Even though she didn't feel rested at all, the drowsiness that wrapped around her felt very deep.
ありがとう。毛布は結構よ。変な時間に眠っちゃダメね。すっかり時間の感覚が狂っちゃったわ。雨、とうとう降り出したのね。
Rosa finally realized that the peaceful sound that had put her to sleep was actually the rain that had started falling.
風もだいぶ出てるよね。いよいよ台風なのかしら。
そのようにテレビでは申しております。遅い台風だそうで、明日いっぱいはこんな調子だそうです。
そう、
この素敵なバラ庭園も日中のあれが見納めだったのね。
From the window, what she could see of the rose garden was completely blurred by the wind and the rain.
マリア。そうだ。マリアは？
Mother of the year. For real.
私はお見かけしておりませんが、ゲストハウスにお戻りではないでしょうか。
Rosa knew her daughter's nature well. She had always known. Maria was stubbornly honest. And if she was ordered to find something that didn't exist, she would look forever and ever. Even if rain was pouring down.
違うわ。いとこの子たちは先に行ってしまったから、あそこにはマリア一人。あの子は誰かにもうやめろと言われない限り、たとえ槍が降ってこようとあそこに居続けるわ。傘もささずに。私は感情に任せてなんてことを。
Even though she had known about that simple honesty better than anyone, she had once again lost control of her emotions and done such a horrible thing.
Maria!
Rosa pushed Genji away and ran down the hallway. No. The outside really looked like a typhoon and was pouring down magnificently. Maybe because of some figure of the terrain, the winds were not as strong as a typhoon, so an umbrella wouldn't be torn out of one's hands. Even so, it sure was a windy rain. There was no time to admire the roses being soaked by the rain.
とりあえず今はマリアが気になるぜ。まさかあの後もずっと一人でへそ曲げてあそこでバラ探しをしてるなんてことはないよな。
そうだね。さすがにこの雨じゃと思いたいところだけど、マリアちゃんはたまにすごく頑固でものすごく愚直な時がある。
We hadn't worried much, thinking that Rosa Obasan had taken her back to the mansion. However, when Kanon-kun had come from the mansion to call us and thought that Maria was here, we got a little worried.
お屋敷ではお見かけしませんでしたので、てっきりこちらにおられるとばかり。
Yeah, it's like pretty wild to me that Rosa just fell asleep, just like that.
Doesn't even care.
Like, I understand the feeling of being like really tired out after an emotional outburst like this and like being lulled into sleep by rain, but still, does she have like no concern after
like,
what she'd done? A bit late.
For real.
ローザ様は仮眠を取られておいででしたので。
ここに来る途中に見かけなかったのかよ。
申し訳ございません。傘を差し急ぎ駆け抜けたもので、そこまでの注意を払いませんでした。
If he had cut through the rose garden on the shortest line between the mansion and the guest house, then he would have missed the place where Maria had been looking for her rose by a little. And it was raining this hard too. There was a good chance that Kanon-kun had failed to notice her.
ここで議論するより直接確かめる方が早いさ。兄貴、ちょいとかけっこと行こうじゃねえかよ。
6年成長したから僕に勝てるつもりかい？よし、決着をつけようじゃないか。行こう。
Something awful is gonna happen, isn't it? George, Aniki, and I flew out into the rain. Jessica and Kanon-kun followed us.
マリア！いるなら返事をしなさい！マリア！
ローザおばさんだ。おばさん！
When George Aniki called back, Rosa Obasan jumped as though someone had grabbed her.
マリアはどこ？ジョージ君たちと一緒じゃないの？
いえ、僕たちはあの後マリアちゃんには出会ってません。
6 years ago, Maria had been 3 years old. She had been a cute and pure kid who would just accept whatever anyone said. But 6 years had passed since then. She was 9 now, and experiencing the good and bad parts of life should have taught her something. And yet, she's still just as innocent and pure as she used to be.
Maria!
She's also pretty sheltered, to be fair.
Yeah.
It seems. She's like really alone in her hobbies. And at school, like they said.
Yeah, not much life experience.
As I circled the rose bed, something white unexpectedly turned to face me. It was a white umbrella. Maria, holding a white umbrella, was crouching, still searching for that rose. At least she has an umbrella. Her face, which had turned bright red from her crying her eyes out, was dirtied with water and mud. It was a truly pitiful sight.
お前まだ探してたのか。
見つからない。
She's so tired out.
マリアのバラ見つからない。
Maria had probably been here since the rain had started pouring down. It's been like 2 hours probably. It looked like her shoulders were freezing. She looked tired to the bone, but fortunately, since she was holding an umbrella, she was not completely soaked. Who gave her an umbrella though?
Who indeed?
It was probably an umbrella from the handbag that Maria was always walking around with. Thank goodness. Seriously, thank goodness.
バトラ君。よかった。見つけたんだね。
Yeah, get this girly pop inside before she catches pneumonia or something.
Mm-hmm.
Rosa-oba-san threw her umbrella away and hugged Maria. She's still going! Bronchitis time! No! It looked like Maria still wasn't able to accept it, but she no longer had enough energy left to resist. Jessica and Kanon-kun caught up with us.
すぐにお屋敷でタオルの用意をさせましょう。マリア、ずっとここにいたのか。ごめんね。本当に悪いままで。ごめんね。
Well, at least she's like realizing what she's done was awful.
ローザおばさん、とりあえずお屋敷に行きましょう。このままじゃマリアちゃん風邪をひいちゃう。
そうね。マリア、行きましょう。ちゃんときれいにしないとおじい様に怒られちゃうわよ。
お腹すいた。
もう食事の時間だぜ。マリアはよく頑張ったよ。
Feed the baby!
私たちも一緒に探してやるから。
Let her eat! We couldn't stay in the rain forever. We took Maria with us as we headed back to the mansion. Maria apparently wasn't as weak as I had thought. When she remembered that dinner was puff steak, she started chanting, I'm hungry, ugh! And returned to her usual healthy self. Oh, I'm so glad she's okay. Rosa-oba-san didn't chide Maria on her ooh.
そっか、傘を持っていたのか。さすがマリアは物持ちがいいぜ。
マリア、傘なんか持ってない。
Dun dun dun.
Beatrice gave her the umbrella. I knew it.
なんだよ。じゃあその手に持ってる白い傘はどうしたんだよ。
貸してもらった。
It seemed that some caring person had somehow brought her an umbrella. A normal girl would look for shelter once it started raining, but there was no way that stubborn Maria would lose heart and do something like that. So maybe that person gave up recommending that she find shelter and at least had her take an umbrella?
そう。その人にお礼を言わないとね。誰？
ベアトリーチェ。
I knew it! I knew it! I
I knew it! Look! Look! I knew it!
You knew it! You called it!
The name that Maria mentioned very happily was that of an island witch. Rosa took a deep breath and asked, again while trying to avoid hurting Maria's feelings, now that she was happy.
そう、よかったわね。それで誰なの？傘を持ってきてくれた人は。おお、ベアート、いい子。
Beat rice.
Beat rice.
Beat rice. What's not clicking, Mom? Beating the shit out of rice. Maria, who quickly picked up that her mother didn't believe her, made an angry face once again. So Rosa stopped pursuing the subject. It looked like it would be faster to ask the person who had lent Maria the umbrella during dinner rather than ask Maria herself. Little did she know, Maria wasn't lying.
No, she was not.
Maria is like those cats that stare into blank spaces, like they see ghosts. She is that.
That's an apt comparison.
Beat rice. Do you want to take over?
Sure. Along with a dull pounding on the door, the sound of Krause's entreaty could be heard. However, that voice seemed to be giving up since its sound wasn't reaching its intended ears.
金蔵さん、せめて夕食くらいは出んかね。あんたの顔を見ようと息子さんたちが集まってきてるんじゃないか。
黙れ南條、ビショップが聞かぬか。言ってたり。
Playing chess or something?
You know it! Apparently, Kinzo was completely focused on the final battle of his long-lasting chess match with Nanjo.
Yep.
Kinzo's brow was wrinkled as he continued to glare at the game board through his spectacles. Krause's voice didn't reach his ears.
金蔵さん、私も腹が減った。下に降りて食事をせんか。
ならばお前だけで行くといい。私はもうしばらくこの一手を吟味させてもらうぞ。今夜で決着をつけてやる。さもなくばお前との決着は金輪際つけられそうにないからな。
Nanjo stood from his seat, hoping this would prompt Kinzo to do the same, but Kinzo's eyes never left the chessboard. He knew well that Kinzo always displayed a blind concentration when it came to chess. But he had never seen Kinzo as concentrated as he was now. It was almost as though, as Kinzo had said, if the game wasn't finished tonight, there would never be another chance for them to continue their contest, or something like that.
Surely that couldn't be the case.
No, surely not. No. It looked like even if he called out obstinately, it wouldn't reach Kinzo's heart. Nanjo gave up and headed to the door that Krause was still banging on. The door to the study opened. Krause was taken aback, thinking that maybe Kinzo was actually coming out.
Good for him, good for him.
南條先生、親父殿はお役に立てなくて申し訳ございませんな。今や金蔵さんの世界はこの部屋だけです。
Nanjo shook his head with a completely defeated expression. Krause raised his fist once more and banged on the door, shouting.
お父さん、聞こえますか？私たちは下へおりますが、気が向かれたらいつでもおいでください。息子兄弟一同、ずっとお待ちしておりますよ。
loud and the door was being noisily pounded on. There was no way that it wouldn't reach Kinzo's ears. It was reaching him. However, he ignored it anyway.
Typical Kinzo.
However, unlike the time he was being called down for lunch, he did not get into a rage. Kinzo was now simply calm at heart. It was almost as though he had gained a farsightedness by turning himself over to fate.
晩餐にも息子たちの顔にも興味はない。
He let Beatrice take the wheel, as they say.
As they say.
私がここを出るのはベアトリーチが蘇る時か、私が鍵の生贄に選ばれた時だけだ。もう悪魔のルーレットは回っている。
Normal grandpa.
今さら晩餐に何の意味があろう。
Typical grandpa at a family dinner.
Acting as though the painfully loud banging on the door completely failed to enter his hearing. And still in his philosophic state, Kinzo silently thought about his next chess move. Just as always, Kinzo's figure could not be seen anywhere in the dining hall. Kraus, wearing a bitter smile, returned with Nanjo.
親父殿は相変わらずご気分が優れられない。年に一度の親族が集まるこの機会に同席できないことを非常に残念がられておられた。
No, he doesn't.
Lies! Eva and Rudolph sniggered. Judging by Kinzo's character, he didn't regret it at all.
They know it.
It's like you're not fooling anybody, Kraus. And none of his relatives regretted that he hadn't appeared either.
ではディナーを始めようじゃないか。ゴーダ、始めたまえ。
かしこまりました。それでは始めさせていただきます。
I hate this guy.
He's the
Something
worst.
about Goda really is, like, unnerving.
When Gora was told to begin the family conference dinner, his highlight scene for the whole year, he nodded, grinning broadly.
マリアに傘を貸してくれた人は誰かしら?
When Rosa timidly cut through the silence of the dining hall, everyone in the dining hall noticed.
傘? 何の話?
You know, looking at Eva's outfit, it's like she's really covered head to toe in the family crest.
She sure is.
I don't know if that's a tattoo or just a tattoo sleeve, but like she has like at least four visible from the front of this sprite on her dress, and then plus the one on the sleeve.
She really wants you to know.
Yeah, she really wants you to know. Especially acting by her interaction with Natsuhi, she really wants you to know.
さっきマリアがバラ庭園にいた時に誰かに白い傘を借りたみたいなんだけど。
俺たちじゃねえぜ。ローザが出てった後は部屋を移してずっと仲良くおしゃべりをしてたからね。
仲良く？
そうやで。あの後も兄弟で仲良くおしゃべりをしとったのや。
The word friendly fell awkwardly from Hideyoshi's lips. So that even those that hadn't been there realized that it hadn't been a pleasant conversation.
少なくとも私とエヴァとルドルフと、あと秀吉さんとキリエさんではないことも確かだがね。
私たちは夏日姉さんとローザさんが出て行った後もずっと一緒だった。食事の時間までずっとね。
So it wasn't Rosa, and Natsuhi was probably crying herself, her eyes out, alone.
Yeah.
After what happened.
兄さんは源氏さんと一緒にお父様を呼びに上の書斎へ。私たちはそのまま食堂へ直行したもの。だから私たちではないわね。傘を貸すなんて親切。使用人の誰かじゃないの？じゃあ、ゴーダさん？
私はずっと厨房で準備をしておりましたもので、申し訳ございません。
It was beet rice.
Beet rice.
Just
Goro
beat
looks-
it.
Goro looked slightly disappointed. At that time, Shanan and Kumasawa appeared, pushing a serving cart loaded with hors d'oeuvres.
じゃあ熊沢さんかシャノンちゃんかしら。
はい。何か粗相がございましたでしょうか。
Shannon shrunk, having come in partway and mistakenly thinking that she was being accused of making some error.
違うよ。マリアちゃんがバラ庭園に一人でいた時に雨が降ってきてね。誰かが傘を貸してくれたんだよ。ローザおばさんがその人にお礼を言いたいっていうのさ。
ああ、ベアトリーチェ。
Thea, her mouth a thin line, said the witch's name in a small voice. Rosa Obasan explained the situation one more time. As she did, Kumasawa-san cackled.
私たちでもございません。私もシャノンさんも一緒にお部屋の準備をしておりましたから、お外には出ておりません。
はい。気が利かなくてすみません。
部屋の準備とは何のことかね。
この雨ですから。客人の皆さんがゲストハウスにお帰りになられるのも大変かと思って、使用人たちに屋敷内の客室の準備をするように命じたので。
あら、気が利くじゃない。そうね。この雨の中、表に追い出すのは失礼だものね。
もう予算か。
はい。奥様からそのようにご指示を受けまして、私と熊沢さんとカノン君の3人で準備をしておりました。そしてご夕食の時間になり、源氏様からゲストハウスのお子様方をお呼びするようご指示をいただいたため、カノン君が言ってくれたのです。
ええ。ですから、カノンさんがゲストハウスに行かれるときに、マリアさんを見つけて、傘をお渡ししたのではありませんか？
ほー。
Maria about to explode.
Right. She's like, I'm telling you people and none of you are listening. The person who had actually received the umbrella denied it. But Usa was troubled. All she wanted to do was give a word of thanks to the person who had lent the umbrella, but she couldn't find them. And she thought that asking like this with everyone gathered for dinner would work immediately.
じゃあ夏日姉さん。
ごめんなさい。私は皆さんとの仲良くの語らいの後、頭痛がひどかったので自分の部屋で休んでいました。ですから表へは出ていません。
なら誰なの？ジョージ君たち？なわけないわよね。
いえ、僕たちじゃありません。僕たちはずっとゲストハウスでテレビを見てました。
むしろ私たちは、マリアはおばさんと一緒に屋敷に行ったとばかり。
そこへカノン君が来て、マリアは一緒じゃないのかと聞いたんで、初めて屋敷にはいないのかって分かったんだ。
Nobody listens to Maria.
第一俺だって。
Geez, she's
朝の
telling
貸すより
you.
先に手引っ張って屋根の下に連れて行くぜ。
Rosa was completely baffled.
Rosa is allergic to believe in her own daughter.
Mm-hmm. She
breaks into hives.
One by one, the relatives and the servants were claiming that it wasn't them. Even though it really wasn't something anyone would need to hide. With that, by process of elimination, the number of people it could have been wasn't large.
もちろん私でもありません。雨が降り始めてすぐの頃、金蔵さんの部屋を訪ねて、ついさっきまで一緒にチェスをしておりました。
ということはおじい様でもないよね。
なんだなんだ、妙な話になってきたぜ。
She already told you.
あと残るのは誰だ？
じゃあ誰？源氏さん？ちょっと待って。別に私は何かの犯人探しをしてるんじゃないのよ。雨の中のマリアに傘を差し伸べてくれた人に母としてお礼が言いたいだけなの。
Giving an umbrella to a girl loitering in the rain was something to be praised, not hidden. Despite that, no one raised their hand. Why? Everyone started whispering about how strange this had gotten.
落ち着けよローザ。傘を借りた本人に聞けばいいじゃねえか。
That's what everyone had been thinking since the beginning. They were all scratching their heads at why she didn't just ask Maria, who had been given the umbrella.
We know why.
However, Rosa bit her lower lip. After all, she already knew how Maria would answer if asked.
どうりや。ルドルフ君の言う通りやないか。
Beatrice is in your walls.
And she's in your walls.
She's in your walls. Love this parasite.
Maria ちゃん、おじさんに教えてえな。マリアちゃんに傘を貸してくれたのは誰や？
There you go. The sound effect killed me.
The dining hall was wrapped in silence for an instant, but that soon broke and it was wrapped in laughter. Oh boy.
なるほど。森の魔女ベアトリーチェが不憫に思って傘を貸してくれたか。いい話じゃないか。どうぞ。そういうことだ。
Believe it. Even though she just wanted to say thanks for the umbrella, why did everything have to be so clouded in smoke?
クラウスおじさんの言う通り、ベアトリーチェが貸してくれたの。
それはよかった。無垢だというのは実に羨ましいことではないか。なあ、諸君。
Kraus was laughing with a face that was clearly mocking her.
Should I take over?
Yeah!
But Maria, apparently feeling that her claim was being believed, was overjoyed. Baby doesn't know what sarcasm is.
Poor baby.
どうなってんの？まさか本当に魔女が現れて傘を貸したってのかよ。
Jessica asked me in a small voice that wouldn't carry over to Maria, who was sitting across from me.
マリアって冗談が言えるタイプだっけ?
If we had heard that kind of story pop out of that old bastard's mouth, we'd have just taken it as another joke. However, it was hard to explain it that way when Maria said it. This was getting pretty unnerving.
いや、昔から愚直なぐらい正直で真面目だよ。普通なら聞いただけで嘘とわかるような冗談すら鵜呑みにするタイプだぜ。マリアから冗談を言い出すなんて聞いたこともない。
Rosa Obasan probably knew that better than anyone. It appeared that because of this weird situation, she had no idea what was going on anymore.
じゃあ、マリアがベアトリーチェに傘を借りたと言ったなら、それは間違いなくベアトリーチェなのか。
マリアに関してだけは何かの比喩とか冗談とかそういうことは考えられねえぜ。額面通りの意味だと思うべきだろうよ。
じゃあなんだよ。源氏さんあたりがあの肖像画のごついドレスを着てマリアに傘を持って行ってやったっていうのか。
Drag Queen Genji-san.
そんなことは知らねえぜ。私が聞きたいくらいさ。
Jessica shrugged jokingly, but her expression wasn't completely joking. Once the horse doors, there we go.
Hors
d'oeuvres were set out and Goda showed off his vast store of knowledge, the meal began. A couple casual chats broke out here and there, but they seemed somehow distant. In this silence, the sound of the rain snuck into the dining hall. Kumasawa and Shannon Pushing this serving cart ran into Genji and Kanon on their way to the kitchen.
ケンジさんですか？マリア様に傘を貸されたのは。
傘？何のことだ？
はい、雨が降り出した時にマリア様は一人でバラ庭園におられたそうで、そこでどなたかに傘をお借りになったそうなのですが、それがどなたかわからないのです。
僕じゃないよ。マリア様はゲストハウスにいると思ってたくらいだからね。バトラ様が最初に見つけられた時にはもう白い傘をお持ちだった。
It's Beatrice in your wall.
And she's in your
申し
wall.
訳ないが、それは私。
じゃあまさか親方様でしょうか。
Everyone in both the dining hall and the place where they were standing had stated that it wasn't them, which meant that only Kinzo was left, but...
何かのご用で廊下を歩かれている時、偶然バラ庭園に傘もささないマリア様が見えたとか。
Man. Kinzo! I feel like if he really actually saw Maria, he would just say something like, foolish, and walk away.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he definitely would not give her an umbrella.
Fuck them kids.
同感だね。親方様がマリア様のために直々に開花までお越しになって傘をお持ちくださるとは考えられん。
ではマリア様に傘をお貸しになられたのは本当にベアトリーチェ様ってことに。
Kumasawa laughed, just like the relatives in the dining hall had laughed it off. She couldn't think of any other way to break through the smoke veiling of the current situation. Just then, the crisp sound of hands clapping twice rang through the hallway. They all turned around at once to see that it was Goda, who was coming out of the dining hall.
さあさあ皆さん、ディナーは配膳のタイミングも大事です。すぐにスープの配膳に取り掛かってください。
Food.
源氏さん、彼女らは大切なお仕事中ですので、お引き止めになられないでください。
I want to eat a fancy dinner.
Me too.
Kanon glared at Goda for being rude to Genji, a person Kanon respected. Genji, realizing this, patted Kanon once on the shoulder as if to warn him. Kanon about to throw hands.
Kanon is always ready to throw hands. Oh my god, that's like his default state. I love Kanon.
Kanon reluctantly turned away and returned his expression to normal.
ゴーダの指示に従いなさい。今は晩餐の配膳を急ぐように。
ほらほら、時間がありません。タラタラしない。急ぎますよ。
Goda grabbed the serving cart from Shannon and steadily pushed it forwards towards the kitchen.
では私どもも厨房に戻らせていただきます。コーダさんも気の短い方ですからね。
私もこれで失礼いたします。
Kumasawa and Shannon left. Only Genji and Kanon remained. Through the window, the darkness of the rainy night could be seen, along with the occasional thunderbolt.
源氏様、ベアトリーチェ様が本当にお戻りになられたのでしょうか。
He knows.
親方様にお知らせしますか。
せずともよい。
Why does he know?
本当にお戻りになられたなら、やがておのずと親方様の前へ現れる。
Seems like servants are like really well aware.
あれは気まぐれなお方。親方様にご報告申し上げたところで、お姿を現されないことには
親方様の儀式はすでに始まっているということでしょうか。
おそらく。だがそれは我ら家具には何の関わりもないことだ。
Well, Kenzo did mention them as possible sacrifice, so I don't know if that's entirely true.
Yeah, I think that maybe you have more to do with it than you think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
親方様に受けたご恩、 最後の瞬間までと開始するのみ。
What, are you telling me this is really just Beauty and the Beast kind of situation? Are they really? Are they really? Are they furniture turned into people?
はい、それが僕たち家具の務めです。
It's probably not that literal, right? Right? I don't know anymore. The thunder crashed once more, except for that instant when the lighting lit up the sky. All that could be seen out the window was the darkness of night. Just as humans rule when the sun is up, the time when the sun is down is ruled by those that are not human. Scary.
Spooky.
The darkness of night that now surrounded Rokkenjima was ruled, not by the Ushiromiya family, but by another master. Did this master take pity on Maria when she was alone and pummeled by the rain in the rose garden and lend her an umbrella? Kanon looked at the rose garden's lights, dimly visible beyond the window. The dim lights were not enough to illuminate the surrounding area. Looking at those lights felt like making eye contact with a witch, and Kanon uselessly averted his gaze. If he didn't, it felt like his eyes would be absorbed by that light. Horror. Can the weather change how people act? You often hear stories about how things like atmospheric pressure can influence people's moods and physical health. For sure. For some time now, everyone had been struggling to clear the gloomy atmosphere. But any conversation was quickly cut off, and in the end the dining hall was simply buried by the sound of the rain. Dessert was some kind of chocolate cake accompanied by pear sherbet. Goda-san enthusiastically explained the recipe as soon as this final dish was presented. But I quickly forgot the details. The guest of honor, grandfather, was absent, the weather was horrible, and the person who had lent Maria the umbrella was still a mystery. When dinner ended, no one felt even one bit refreshed. It was too late now, but we realized painfully that taste wasn't the only important part of the meal. The whole atmosphere was also critical. Goda-san, the supposed conductor of this musical piece called Dinner, did his best to enliven the place, dropping little jokes left and right, but apparently not one of them succeeded. After taking orders for after-dinner coffee, tea, and orange juice, he left for the kitchen. As soon as he disappeared, Kraus Oji-san spoke.
やれやれ。せっかくゴーダが腕を振るってくれた晩餐も、こうも沈み込んでしまっては実に味気ないというものだ。
まったくね。今日は何を食べても美味しく感じられない、そういう気分よ。
ほう。
Oh? Haven't had one in a while. Oh.
どうしてそういう気分なのか聞きたいね。心が晴れ晴れできるよう、兄として後で協力させてもらうよ。
The hell is that supposed to mean? Eva Obasan grimaced slightly. I had already heard that she was not on good terms with Kraus Oji-san, but now I could clearly feel it. When I looked around, I noticed that my father and Rozo Obasan were also grimacing. Anyhow, it looked like there was something besides the weather that was troubling all of them.
エヴァおばさんもうちの親父もずいぶん機嫌が悪そうっすね。
そう、私はそうは思いませんよ。
I asked Natsuki Obasan, who was sitting on my right, but it looked like she was also in a bad mood. She snapped back as though she was absolutely not interested.
まあちょいと大人な話で込み入ってな。バトラ君たち子供は気にせんでええ話や。なあ夏日さん、キリエさん。
Hideyoshi Oji-san laughed as he spoke, but without his usual brightness, so I could vaguely imagine just how complicated their adult conversation had actually become. On top of that, even Natsuki Oba-san and Kirie-san, the people he had directed his comment to, ignored him as though they hadn't heard anything. I didn't know what kind of conversation they had been having while the kids were away, but it reminded me of how Father had said he had stomach cramps when he had arrived at the mansion. The family conference might have been a playful reunion to us kids, but it was definitely different for the adults. When Hideyoshi Oji-san was ignored by the other adults and an awkward silence fell over the room, Kirie-san spoke up.
子供たちの進路はどうなるのかしらとか、バトラ君は将来はどうするの？ぼんやりと大学進学？
Nice save, Kirie-san.
そんなのじゃ長い人生レースのスタートラインとしては心細いわよ。
あいたたたたたった。キリエさん、飯の最中にそんな話されちまったら、消化不良で便秘になっちまうぜ。
そうやそうや。バトラ君やジェシカちゃんの進路の話をしとったんや。将来のことは真剣に考えんとあかんで。
Take over?
She heartily agreed as if they really had been talking about that, but that was probably wrong. Kirie-san had been obviously trying to avoid talking about something. However, if Kirie-san had determined that this was the best course of action for now, then she was probably right. Taking this into account, I'll cast aside my suspicions as to the cause behind Eva, Obasan, and Dad's bad moods. At long last, the serving cart returned, filled with coffee and tea. Kumasawa-san and Shannon-chan served it to everyone. Goda-san then explained that, with this, tonight's dinner was over. If I had been able to eat in a more cheerful mood, it may have been the best dinner in my life. It was a shame that this best dinner couldn't have been had under the best conditions.
ジョージお兄ちゃん、これでご飯は終わり？
うん、これでおしまいだよ。
はしてないわよ。お席について、落ち着いてジュースを飲みなさい。
Like she was really excited about the occasionally crashing thunder. Maybe she wanted to quickly finish eating and run over to the window. She had been fidgeting for a while, waiting for the meal to end. Some people are afraid of thunder, while others find it interesting, and Maria was apparently one of the latter.
Do you like watching the rain?
I do! I enjoy the rain. I enjoy thunderstorms.
Me too.
I think they're nice.
We've been having a lot of them lately. And, like, Maria is still, like, really young, so she couldn't have experienced that many thunderstorms like this.
Therefore, when she heard from George Aniki that dinner was over, a huge smile broke across her face. She then stood from her seat, took out her handbag, which she had set under her seat, never having left it even when she was eating, and began fishing around inside of it. Concerned with this behavior.
なんだい？それはどこから持ってきたの？
George was the first to notice it. As he spoke, Battler also noticed. When they looked, they noticed that Maria was now holding a beautiful Western-style envelope. On the front of the envelope, the Ushiromiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was done in gold leaf. Furthermore, the fact that it was sealed with dark red wax made it clear that this was not something that Maria could have bought as a prank.
It's just a prank, bro.
それは何?
It seemed that Natsuhi had also noticed the strangeness of the envelope that Maria was holding. Because her voice sounded too serious to be admonishing a small child, the other relatives around her finally noticed.
どうしたよ、夏日姉さん。
それ、何？マリア、あなた、それをどこで拾ったの？
Another gift from Beach Rice?
その封筒は、金蔵さんの？
As Nanjo muttered that, even us kids could understand why everyone seemed to be frozen solid. The envelope that Maria held was one of the Ushiromiya family heads' custom-made envelopes for private use. In other words, it could only mean one thing. This envelope contained a message from Kinzo.
Hello? どうしてそんな封筒がここにあるんだね。
こいつは面白いもんが飛び出してくるぜ。
ちょいとわしに見せてみ。
ダメ。マリアが読むの。マリアがみんなに読んで聞かせなさいって言われたの。
Hideyoshi Oji-san tried to snatch the envelope out from Maria's hands, but she protected it as though hugging it and didn't let go.
秀吉兄さん、子供相手に力ずくなんていけませんよ。マリアちゃん、その封筒はどうしたの？
傘を貸してくれた時にベアタリーチェにもらった。
I wasn't entirely sure, but looks like my suspicions were correct. It's just if it's Kinzo's stamp thingy, I thought maybe not, but looks like it was Beatrice after all.
ご飯が終わったら、マリアがみんなに読んで聞かせろって言われた。マリアは魔女のメッセンジャーなの。
メッセンジャーこの島の魔女様は随分と洒落てるじゃねえかよ。
Bat tried to joke about it, but no one went along with him.
それで中には何て書いてあるのかしら？
I understand this whole setup, but also Maria is really like she's not very good at reading yet.
No, she is not.
As we knew, like she even had troubles reading her own notes on the beach. Just
so like
no offense, but the whole ordeal is probably going to be really awkward, like extra so.
Maria casually opened the envelope. It was sealed only with wax, so she just had to remove the sealing wax to open it. That sealing wax fell onto the desk. Hideyoshi hastily picked it up and stared. He then set it in the center of the table where Natsuhi, Kirie, and Nanjo glared at it. In the sealing wax, the Ushiromiya family crest, which was also Kinzo's personal crest, the one-winged eagle, was imprinted.
これは当主様の紋章？
私は金蔵さんに手紙をもらったことがあるからは、これは間違いなく金蔵さんの風浪だ。
でもこのお屋敷にはそれと同じ紋章がいくつもあるのでは？例えば風浪用のハンコのようなものがあれば、金蔵さんでなくても風浪はできるのでは？
いや、金蔵さんは風浪には必ず自分が指にしている後ろ宮家当主の証の指輪で刻印をする。この形や複雑な意匠は間違いなく金蔵さんの風浪だ。
そうとは限らんよ。親族であれば一度くらいは親父の手紙を
Nobody ever believes Maria about anything.
Ever believes Maria.
その風浪をもとに偽の紋章を作り、
Kill everybody who doesn't believe
親父殿を
Maria.
かかって刻印した可能性が否めない。
兄貴に同感だ。風浪に刻印されている紋章がどれだけ親父のものに酷似していたとしても、
Listen! Oh my
間違い
god,
なく
shut
親父のも
up
ので
for
あるとは
once.
証明不能だぞ。だからその封筒が親父のものであるという証拠にはならない。
Stupid adults.
私も全く同じよ。風浪の刻印だけでお父様の手紙だなんて決めつけることには同意できないわ。南條先生、曖昧な言葉は慎んでいただけるかしら。
これは失礼。出過ぎた口でしたな。
Another, all of the siblings from Kraus on downwards rejected Nanjo's statement, saying that the envelope that Maria was holding had not necessarily been sent by Kinzo.
I respect women's rights. I respect Eva's right to shut the fuck up already.
They were afraid. Kinzo's intentions were written in there.
Let me adjust my chair a little bit.
Yeah. Hey. And they feared from the bottoms of their hearts that it might be some decidedly unfavorable announcement regarding the inheritance.
Oh, you wish. You wish it was that simple.
Mm-hmm.
マリア、その封筒は傘を貸してくれた人がくれたのね。じゃわからないでしょ。そうなの？
Stop it, Rosa. Stop being mean.
Stop it.
Did you learn nothing?
つまり魔女ベアトリーチェが傘と一緒にマリアちゃんにその封筒を。
Maria nodded forcefully.
主人に私も同感です。得体の知れない何者かが手渡した怪文書です。読むにも値しません。
せめて読むくらいいいじゃねえかよ。ま。
Battler said it to Jessica in a small voice, trying to act tough, but Natsuhi heard him clearly and glared at him with threatening eyes.
それでマリアはベアトリーチェに食事が終わったら読めって言われたんだな。
いいじゃないの皆さん。これはおじい様の封筒ではなくベアトリーチェの封筒。誰が書いたのかはともかく中身を聞いてからの判断でもいいんじゃないかしら。
そうやな。お父さんが書いたとは限らんが中身が気になるんは事実や。マリアちゃん、さっきは無理やり取ろうとしてすまんかった。謝るからみんなの前でそれ読み上げてくれんか。
マリア、読みなさい。
I really just... How is she going to read it? Like, there's probably some insane shit written instead, and she's just gonna read it by syllables.
Yep. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Oh no. But yeah, so Erin did play the game before, but she hadn't played it with this voice acting. So the voice acting is new to her.
Yeah.
And I haven't played at all.
本当に親父の手紙だと思うか。ありえんね。親父殿が私たちに何かを発表するときは直接でなければいつだって源氏を通してじゃないか。
ありえない。
このようなこじゃれた方法でするとは思えんね。
そうよ。マリアをメッセンジャーに？
メッセンジャー。
それこそお父様の趣味じゃないわよ。ローザ、これはマリアちゃんが私たちを脅かそうという何かの隠し芸なんでしょ？
She don't do that.
No, like she's just baby.
マリアはそんな気の利いたことができる子じゃないわ。
Hi Felix, welcome. Konniya.
The words came out of Maria's mouth, but for some reason it felt like her voice was different than usual. Everyone went suddenly silent.
She's actually reading normal. How? Beatrice possesses Maria.
私は金蔵様にお仕えしております当家顧問錬金術師のベアトリーチェと申します。
God, Horeyue really hits different. Oh, I love this music. What is this?
This is one of my favorite tracks.
Is that Beatrice's theme or is it just like unrelated?
It's a witch-related theme.
Ah, it's lovely. God, this is so bopping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're doing good. Thanks for asking. We're having so much fun.
We're having a ball.
Oh, this music is so bopping. Oh, I'm gonna be listening to this on my free time.
Yes!
長年にわたりご契約に従いお仕えしてまいりましたが、本日金蔵様よりその契約の終了を宣告されました。よって本日をもちまして、当家顧問錬金術師のお役目を終了させていただきますことを、どうかご了承くださいませ。
Alchemist! Full Metal Alchemist. We're supposed to say it back.
Oh, sorry. Full Metal Alchemist.
Naya stream eye catch.
Kudaran. ざれ言だ。
聞くに耐えません。
さてここで皆様に契約の一部をご説明しなければなりません。
Horiyu's voice acting is like so top notch always. I'm like really enjoying this shift. It's like it's really feeling like Beatrice is speaking directly to us.
私ベアトリーチェは金蔵様にある条件とともに莫大な黄金の貸与をいたしました。
It really feels like fun is big starting.
その条件とは契約終了時に黄金のすべてを返還すること。そして利息として後ろ宮家のすべてを頂戴できるというものです。
初めっからむちゃくちゃだぜ。
要するにあれだろ、よくある悪魔の契約みたいなやつなんだろ。
Indeed.
Heartbreaking. The worst man you know just made a great point.
ほんで契約がおしまいってことになるから利子を回収に来たってわけだ。
Oh boy.
いいんや、長年の退職金のつもりかな。ちゃっかりした魔女だぜ。
バトラ君、今は茶化さない方がいい。
Yeah, Battler doesn't care. Battler made a face as if to ask, if I can't make fun of this, what can I make fun of?
He has main character syndrome.
Boy, does he.
Can't blame him.
At the same time, some of the adults' faces were pale, while others looked completely shocked.
これだけをお聞きならば皆様は金蔵様のことをなんと無慈悲なのかとお嘆きにもなられるでしょう。しかし金蔵様は皆様に富と名誉を残す機会を設けるため特別な条項を追加されました。その条項が満たされた時に限り私は黄金と利子を回収する権利を永遠に失います。
Oh, this is getting me like so hyped for real. Like obviously I had a lot of fun reading all of the previous chapters, but this is really,
we're getting into it now.
Different. Yeah. We're getting to the juicy parts.
We sure are.
It's really like I have told you many times before that I really enjoy the writing in Umineko. And I really love that this is all coming at the end of the fancy dinner they were having. This is like a special dessert.
Yep, it sure is. The cherry
I'm
on top.
getting goosebumps.
それは何よ。
特別条項。契約終了時にベアトリーチェは黄金と利子を回収する権利を持つ。ただし隠された契約の黄金を暴いた者が現れた時ベアトリーチェはこの権利を全て永遠に放棄しなければならない。利子の回収はこれより行いますが、もし皆様のうちの誰か一人でも特別条項を満たせたならすでに回収した分も含めて全てお返しいたします。なお回収の手始めとしてすでに後ろ宮本家の家督を受け継いだことを示す後ろ宮家当主の指輪をお預かりさせていただきました。
Yeah, he threw the ring out the window into the rain and then the lightning struck.
封印のろうそくにてそれをどうかご確認くださいませ。
Oh, the ring must have had the wax thingy. Oh, this makes so much sense. Oh, I love this.
これがそうだというのか。親父が指輪を手放すなどありえん。
Kraus was staring at the sealing wax as though he was trying to burn a hole through it. Eva and Rudolph were doing the same thing over his shoulder.
確かにチェスの時金蔵さんの指に何か足りんような違和感は 感じ取りました。
南條先生、おぼろげな記憶でいい加減なことを言わないように。
その心眼をここでは測れないわ。本当に指輪をおじい様は誰かに手渡したのか、この手紙が本当の話かどうかはおじい様に直接確認すればいいだけの話じゃない。そうね、桐江さんの言う通りだわ。
果たして金蔵さんがそれを答えてくれますかな。あの人のお考えは時に人の世の常識では測りかねますからな。
You just gotta knock on the door and be like, "Hey, Gramps, Beatrice just send you a letter."
And then he'll come right out.
ざれ言の息を伝言。第一、黄金幻想自体が親父殿のまやかしだ。ありもしない黄金の話を始めるのはお前たちだけで十分だ。
でも魔女様はおっしゃってるわよ。黄金を見つけた者に家督と全ての財産を引き渡すってね。
Everybody's freaking out!
つまりベアトリーチェ様はお父様の顧問弁護士もしくは金庫番でもあられるってことじゃないのかしら。
このような怪しげな文章を子供に託すような怪人物を信用することなどできません。
兄貴、腹を割ってもらうぜ。兄貴の知らない人物が親父の財産管理をしてるようなことはあり得るのか。
いや、それはない。私は当主代行として親父殿の全ての財産を把握している。私に知られずにそれらを自由にできる人間はいないはずだ。
はずね。
じゃあつまりクラウス兄さんの把握していない財産ってことじゃないの？
バカな、そんなものあるわけがない。
あるわよ。兄さんが把握していないお父様。
そんなものあるわけがありません。
いや、あるで。それがお父さんの、いやベアトリーチェの隠し黄金や。
話を整頓しよう。つまり親父には兄貴も知らない腹心がいた。そしてそいつはずっと黄金の番と運用を任されてきたわけだ。あるいは悪魔の契約まがいのルールで融資した神塚の大富豪か。
Kenzo did say that he put the gold like in a easy to find place or something, didn't he? I don't really remember.
I think it seems to be more obvious to him.
Well, we'll see.
その腹心のベアトリーチェさんは自分の黄金を融資する相手として息子兄弟の誰がふさわしいか試したいということなのかしら。
Do you want to take over?
Sure. What Kiriya said was something that all of the siblings wanted to be made clear. Upon reflection, they realized that Kinzo's strange epitaph had always hung in the hall beneath the portrait of the witch. And while it had long been whispered that the one who solved the puzzle would receive everything, no one had ever clearly stated it. It was just something that everyone had hoped might be true. That had, right here, right now, been clearly expressed by Beatrice's letter. It clearly specified that everything of the Oshiromiya family would be given to the one who found the gold.
黄金の隠し場所については、すでに金蔵様が私の肖像画の下に碑文にて公示されております。条件は、碑文を読むことができる者すべてに公平に。黄金を暴けたなら、私はすべてをお返しするでしょう。それではどうか今宵を金蔵様との知恵比べにて存分にお楽しみくださいませ。今宵が知的かつ優雅な夜になるよう心よりお祈りいたしております。黄金のベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice the Golden.
お父さん、聞こえているはずです。返事をしてください。
The door to Kinzo's study was being violently beaten against over and over again like a percussion instrument. The screams coming from the other side were Krause's, Rudolph's, and sometimes Eva's voices. It was the siblings who were trying to intrude upon Kinzo's study to question him about the truth behind that mysterious letter. Kinzo was eating. An elegant tablecloth was set over the desk, and a fabulous dinner that had colored the table down in the dining hall was once again laid out. Kinzo continued his meal in silence. Shannon, taking away an empty plate, looked uncomfortably between the door being beaten on and Kinzo's face.
皆さんがお呼びですが、いかがいたしますか？
捨ておけ。神と我が晩餐は沈黙を尊ぶ。
Savage.
黙らせます。
Whoa! Even more savage.
必要ない。我が耳には届いておらぬ。
Just leaves the room and shoots them in the face. Kinzo coolly tasted his food. Genji quietly lowered his head and took a single step back. As he did, Kanon, who stood in reserve like a shadow behind and to the side of Genji, opened his mouth.
マリア様がベアトリーチェ様より手紙を受け取られたとのことで、その真偽を。
あやつめ、早速始めおったか。さあ、ベアトリーチェ。
She's already here.
かける声に不足はあるまい。存分に今宵を楽しもうではないか。負ける気はないぞ。お前の微笑みは永遠に私のものだ。もう一度見られるなら、富も名誉も我が命すらも惜しくはない。
Simp level off the charts.
For real.
始めた。ボールはどのポケットに落ちるのか。
He's gonna simp to death.
ルージュか。それとも親の総取りか。さあ始めるがいい。ベアトリーチェ、私が再びお前に奇跡の力というものを見せてやる。
Instrumental, Happy Maria. Nice.
Oh.
Thank you.
So I know that things are getting juicy. Ooh. But this would be a good place to pause.
Yeah, we've been live for 3.5 hours, and as much as I would love to keep going, it's probably gonna be like increasingly hard to stop after this.
Oh yeah.
So you said next week you're having a Christmas party, so you'll be out.
Yes, correct. Yes, next Sunday is Christmas Eve, so I will be away with family for Christmas.
I'm sure everyone else is also gonna be out for Christmas. So yeah, so we're going to skip next week. But in 2 weeks, guys, I expect you here at the same time. Because we need to know. We need to know what's going to happen.
It's going to be crazy.
We gotta know.
The ball is rolling now. We cannot stop it.
We cannot stop it. And like, it is becoming increasingly hard to jump into these streams if you have not read Umineko before. So yeah, it's gonna become harder to know the context for things, I think. So now's the time to keep watching. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, everyone. Oh God, I had such nice goosebumps from this whole ordeal. Oh, I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen next. I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, thank you as always, Erin, for being my co-host for the
of course.
streams. I'm having so much fun. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. And tomorrow, maybe I'll see you on my Don't Starve Together collab with Chizu Coyote. And then I have a couple more streams scheduled for the next week. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye bye. Dasvidaniya. Oh, we should raid someone. Don't go anywhere. As per usual.